Hello and welcome to the WardiTV Team League Season 10 playoffs. It is day one. Today we're going to do a couple of winner bracket best of 9s, and then we really get into the meat of it tomorrow. Lower bracket, 3 matches best of 9s. Sunday, 3 more best of 9s to wrap up the tournament. So just the double best of 9 today, and it obviously starts with Basilisk against the 3 Musketeers. We're going to be actually having kind of an interesting selection of players here. Both teams are sending 4-3 players today, which was expected. But what's really interesting is actually the fact that all of the players have lined up on the roster in the same way. So that basically means we get 3 best of 2s in the 1v1 games. We're going to have Goblin versus Showtime to start off the day here in this first matchup. And then literally like match 7, if we get there, is going to be Goblin Showtime again. Serel and Classic have matched up twice, and Trigger and HeroMarine have matched up twice as well. With the only difference from those 1v1s being obviously the 2v2s that are mixed in for maps 3 and map 6. We have the same format as the original kind of group stages, apart from it's best of 9 instead of best of 7. But it is maps 3 and 6 still 2v2 with the same rule that you have to obviously use different players for each of the 2v2 series, or you have to use a different combination of players. And then the big difference being because there's 2 more 1v1 maps that get played, basically you're allowed to use every player on your roster twice. You can't use someone 3 times, but it does mean that for the ace match, there is no restriction anymore, because obviously if a team only has, 3 players, then their ace player would have to play a 3rd time, and we'd be punishing some other team for having more players, basically. So those are the additional rules set out in front of you, so it's nice and easy to understand. And we are ready to get into this PvP to start off this best of 9. Obviously win a bracket, but drop down to the lower bracket, it's going to get very difficult very quickly. There's a lot of very strong teams and players down there. Shopify Rebellion and Team Liquid. The loser of this one ends up down there with Team Liquid. And that's obviously a very scary possible matchup. So that's something to already be keeping in mind, that obviously most of these guys are going to want to be steering away from that where possible. And yeah, getting a win here is massive, because then you get to be the winner bracket finals and you're a match away from the grand final already. Obviously, only 6 teams participating through these playoffs. Again, that lower bracket start for Shopify and Liquid going to be difficult to overcome, especially when you got... I mean, these 2 teams are just beastly teams as well, right? So both of these teams already come in as just really strong competitors. So one of them will drop down and play Liquid. And then obviously later today, we also have No Ace Jinair playing against the villains of SC2, Solo MaxPax. And Percival will come out against Creator, Rogue, and SOS. That happens after this best of 9. So 2 best of 9s back to back. Hope you're all doing great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the WardiTV Team League playoffs. And this is going to be, like I say, what we're covering throughout the weekend. 2.5 minutes, a bit more of an intro during the game, just because my countdown went over a little bit, but I was still sorting things, and then we just had everyone here ready to start otherwise. So a little bit of an intro at the start of the game. And we are starting with the forward Stargate here from Showtime, hiding out across the map. However, it's about to be found. Goblin will get the scout on it. He's just seen it now. So he knows about the Stargate. He's going to nibble at it to make sure Showtime knows as well. See if that deters Showtime from building things here. Probably not. You're still probably going to build at least an Oracle, because you would just like to get an Oracle into the base. Having that Oracle is consistently good, even if it's not harassing, just map control and so on. At this point, you've made the investment into the Stargate. Why wouldn't you make at least a little bit more of a commitment to making use of it? That is the question. As you are going to see a couple Stalkers. Going to fight against a couple of Stalkers here just to start us out for a few moments. We're not going to be seeing the fight going the way of Showtime. He actually gets a quick kill, 1 for 1, but then he's going to get the extra Stalker showing up, and he will make it 2 for 1. And that's a good deal right there, as these Stalkers do chase as a probe just running down. It does free the Oracle to move, although the next 2 Stalkers are Goblin intercept, and we're going to lose more than just some shields. We're going to lose some actual HP on that Oracle. It's going to make it tough to already start kind of getting aggressive with and start harassing with in general. So that Oracle is going to have to take a few cautious steps. We'll see what it can do. But yeah, nice little catch from Goblin, getting some damage done. Both players expanding and moving into the next phase of this game. And both are choosing a different tech option for that as well, as we see Goblin decides, hey, I'm going to play the Twilight Council, obviously opening myself up into Blink, give myself that kind of mobility and chance to kind of move around and poke in and everything else. And then on the side of Showtime, we've got the Robo Facility, so he's going to be playing a little bit more of a defensive style, very kind of, based on those power units. He's not going to have the movement that the Blink provides, but he is still going to have a very powerful force. He's probably going to be less active on the map at first, but eventually his army is going to be strong enough to potentially push out if those Blink Stalkers do not manage to contain him. So a few different ways in which this is going to likely turn out. And so we have ourselves this game, number 1. Yeah, a fun little starting point for this PvP, basically. So fun little starting point. Hallucination is going to go there and just tag at that Oracle. Just keep an eye on things. Keep an eye on where things are at and what we're getting up to. It's Hallucination moving through the middle of the map again, heading over to the left-hand side. A few probes just transferred down to the natural. And yeah, the Blink and a couple of additional gateways all still continue to come on through here. The extra probes coming up. The Forge is coming online from Showtime as well. And we just have probes, the Observer. Everything else continuing to come into place here. As probes transfer back across, just going to be seeing that Forge finishing on the back of the main. So we get that completed as well. An extra little bonus right now. As this probe pulls over, it's going to drop a cheeky little pylon into place, and these Stalkers are going to get here to hit that Hallucination a little bit, so we are going to see the Hallucination taking some additional damage. +1 attack, and the Immortal still coming into play. The Nexus, the probes continue to come through. The Stasis Ward just got built as well. It's a little bit more defense from Showtime, just in case Goblin is on the map soon, which he will be. He's got Blink, or he will have Blink very soon. And Showtime is set up to try and take a third base, despite what will be a more kind of, like I say, out on the map, poking you kind of composition here from Goblin for the next few moments. We'll finish off that probe. Stalkers and a couple sentries still pressing forward. And Stalker just going to blink away from the stasis already, and we have Stalkers and sentries moving up. Oh, just going to blink straight onto this. Wow, so we just send it here as Goblin. Now, there is a second Immortal. That I don't love for Goblin, I think. You get one Immortal. It is nice to keep that unit count low. He lost, what, 4 Stalkers here? It just feels now he's not really got that many units that are truly that scary. You know, when you've only got 6 Stalkers left on this side of the map, that doesn't feel like it has much pouncing power. Now, he's reinforcing with 4 more, but they have to come from all the way across the other side. I just don't think he's going to do what he needs to here, so... Pounced, saw the opportunity, didn't really work out that well. And of course, Showtime was on the faster third base, so he's going to benefit with a much stronger economy feeling out of this one. As you see, the couple Stalkers just blinking back, the Stalkers, the Immortal, the Sentries hanging around right there. And just able to push this back the other way. Still got charge building through. Extra Stalkers coming up. Nexus on the way as well. Currently about halfway done. We just take a few moments as a Hallucination that's going to pop out again. The attack upgrade coming in from Showtime. His lead in this game has definitely been established. Again, much faster third base. The probe count much higher, much more quickly. The attack upgrade is obviously a natural benefit. And the one thing that Goblin had going for him, which is Blink, really does trail off over time here. Blink is something which gets worse quite significantly very quickly, because, don't get me wrong, Blink can always be useful, but when your army is just Stalker focused, it's just not going to be as useful as the opportunity that was right there right now to really get something done. Now it's just like, oh, well, your composition is this, and again, it's not that it's a bad composition, but when you compare it to what Showtime has, his composition is quite clearly worse. As Goblin blinks back, loses a couple Stalkers there, so getting a little bit messy already. And I'm just going to be having a few Stalkers peeling around still. Just to answer a question that might be on a couple people's minds as well, why Goblin for Basilisk? Goblin joined Basilisk for the Team League. He didn't join Basilisk, but he teamed up with them for the Team League. Because specifically for this weekend, Basilisk would not have a final player to play with otherwise. Raynor is away this weekend, so there'll be no Raynor all weekend long for Basilisk. So they picked up Goblin just for the Team League, just to say, hey, you know, we want to make sure we can actually play the playoffs. And that's why we made the exception to the rule. Typically, that's one which maybe we would have said no to. But obviously, yeah, why not let them actually participate? Because otherwise, you know, Roddy comes out and plays a few of these games and it doesn't make sense. So that's why Goblin's been part of the team. And they've actually used him throughout the season. They used him in the 2v2. They sent him out in some 1v1s as well. So, I mean, don't forget that very first week where they were 0-3 against the Stalny Balls, and Goblin was one of the guys alongside Trigger to actually pull back that series and to kind of keep them in it when they could have potentially faced defeat already. So, yeah, pretty... he's actually been, you know, well used for them as well. He hasn't just been, like, tacked on as, like, well, we need an extra. You know, he's been used throughout the league, so it's been nice to see. As the +2 attack upgrade still building in. Nexus Gateway's coming about. A couple of additional High Templar warping in as well, so we get all of that brought through here. Just have ourselves those extra High Templar, like I say, still moving on into play. Another Archon just morphing on into this. The +1 attack upgrade coming up on the Forge. And we just look to see where we're going here in the next few moments. And Stalker going to poke away the Stargate, taking some shots. And we are going to see a couple of hallucinations getting knocked down here as well over these next few moments. Stasis Ward's still settling down. Like I say, this one's actually going to fade away, but we still have the Oracle alive. And again, go back to kind of talking about that Oracle and just how useful it is and how good it is to still make it, even if that Stargate got found, even if it didn't do a lot of the straight-up damage on the other side of the map initially. There's also a massive group of units from Showtime, and yet he's actually left a lot of units at home as well. Good little group of Stalkers and Immortal just to stop any sort of counterattack from taking place. And he's still confident to be moving onto this map and jumping toward this Nexus. Let's see what we can do in terms of positioning here. Now, he's got 3, now 4 Archons against the 2. That's already massive. Having the splash damage advantage is going to shred through your opponent's Zealots a lot more quickly. So that's a big deal. It's one of those moments where the Stalkers can actually get some use from Goblin, because at least they can stand behind the melee units and actually add some shots in without it just being more Zealots that maybe get caught up. But look at these Archons. They're going to go through Showtime. They are getting right up and personal with those Zealots, and they are going to just cleave their way through this. So much damage being done. That's going to be GG. Goblin did fall just a little bit behind early, and is going to find himself and Basilisk down a map at the start of this best of 9. Alright, game 2 coming up is going to be Serel versus Classic. So that's exciting. We'll get on over to NA to get ready for that to start up now. Basilisk come in as a higher seed here, guys, which means they get server advantage first, basically. So it's going to go Central, West across the games that have those matches. So it's going to be Central for this first Serel versus Classic matchup. If we do get to map 8 today, Serel Classic, the rematch, it will then be on West. So just a little note of that for you guys, just to let you know. And hey, Twastad, thank you so much for the 65-month resub on the Prime. Much appreciated. Let's host up onto White Rabbit for game 2 of this series. And while we get this hosted up, just want to take a quick moment to say thank you to the sponsors of the tournament once again. We appreciate it very much. Crate Entertainment, I'll put the link in the chat. We appreciate the Crate Entertainment sponsorship. Again, this entire Team League happens because of them. They sponsored the entire tournament. Just the entirety of the prize pool, just bam, just like that, has allowed us to have this very fun, obviously very different tournament. It's been very cool to see. So shout out to Crate Entertainment. Thank you so much to them. Check out their games with that link in the chat. As I'm just moving everyone over and just taking a couple moments to get everyone online. Obviously, there's a lot of casters today as well, so might have a few moments between games. Cool. Hey Dohi, thank you so much for the 53-month resub. Appreciate it. As we dive on in. We're missing all of the players for this game. That's all good. We'll take a moment or two. Running ads anyway, so we can take a second and get ready to resume. Hey, what's up, Pieman Jr.? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 37-month resub on the Prime as well. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Hell yeah, thank you so much indeed for the 37 months on the Prime. As we are having Classic here, just needing Serel to join us, and we'll be able to go into this opening game. Classic Serel, a rematch from EWC, of course, the Grand Finals. Gee, Serel Classic's kind of fun because Serel Classic, can absolutely go either way. Did they play recently since the EWC? Nope. Wow. First time they've played since EWC. That's crazy. First time they've played since July. Of course, last year we also had, it was in May, the Dallas event where Classic did beat Serel in that 3-2 series in the round of 8 to qualify him to EWC, which is obviously a very cool one as well. Very, very cool. Apparently I did not press the button to run the ads. I'm so smart. I really shoot myself in the foot so often. It's incredible. It's incredible. Alright, alright. Okay, like I said, just went on one, but we'll take a few moments and get ready to resume. Again, hope everyone's doing great. Hello to the YouTube as well. How you guys doing over there? Good to see. Early start, love this because Asia can catch up and not stay up all night. Nice. And hello from sunny California. Happy Friday to you as well, DT. Hope you're all doing great over on the YouTubes. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us, guys, and hanging out early for these playoffs. Very, very fun. So let's join the lobby now, so we should be good in a moment, guys. Ready to kick this off PvZ style into our second game of this best of 9. Classic was BRB a couple moments anyway as well, so no worries. Like I say, get ready for this game too in a few moments. So we're going to be on the NA server for a bunch of time here, because the next game is going to feature Classic as well. HeroMarine and Classic actually won a U-Thermal Cup recently in a 2v2. I'm going to play against Serel and Goblin. That comes up after, and then Trigger HeroMarine are going to play twice. And yeah, obviously full map list, full kind of game list available on Wikipedia, guys, if you wanted to see what's going to happen in each of the games and who's going to be playing. Obviously it's a little complicated because it's, you know, a lot of different players, and it's a bunch of best of ones kind of combined together, but Wikipedia has it all listed. And at the end of the day, we'll obviously be asking for rosters. As soon as the rosters are set from both sides for the matches tomorrow, we'll already have that on Wikipedia for you guys as well. The maps are already predetermined for every single round, so it really is as simple as just, yeah, it really is just as simple as having these guys give us the list of players they want to use on each map. Obviously, that might take a bit of time, but generally speaking, we'll do our best to get those available to you ASAP as well. For now, let's get into the second game of this Best of 9 series. As the 3 Musketeers have taken the lead, with Showtime getting that 1-0 start over Goblin. In the top right corner of the map, the orange Protoss player to begin with is going to be Classic, and he is going to be looking to extend this to a 2-0 lead. Has not played this guy since he was on stage in Riyadh in the grand finals of the eSports World Cup, and it's the first time they have played each other since. The first time they've been in the lobby since then. In the bottom left, our red Zerg player from Basilisk, of course, is Serel. Basilisk, one of our established teams that have made it through to the playoffs. In fact, kind of nice that in the playoffs we have a few kind of pre-established teams, Shopify, Liquid, Basilisk, teams that just exist anyways. And then obviously we've got teams like the Musketeers that Classic is a part of, our teams that just kind of come together for the sake of this league. Something we allow, because there's not a lot of, you know, well-established teams anymore in StarCraft 2, so letting some kind of teams come together and be made for that kind of purpose is obviously a big positive. It allows pretty much everyone to get involved into play and, you know, have some fun with this event, which is definitely the idea of this event. Is, you know, it's serious, it's competitive, but a lot of the idea behind this event is it's something a bit different for the players. It's something a bit more fun. It's a little bit less kind of just straight up, well, like, it's this is it, do or die. You know, we try and move away from that kind of concept just altogether, so just have a bit more fun with it and all of that as we get settled down to start this off. So it's going to be seeing the probies coming through for a little bit. We do have a hatchery in our pool coming online. A couple of drones built into play as well, so just getting a lot of that up and running. Cybercore the next coming through, the assimilator, and a cheeky little pylon, so but not really that cheeky. I'm saying it's cheeky, it's not really cheeky at all. I'm just getting excited. I'm a little ahead of myself as we settle it down. Just gonna see this probe still moving through for a couple of moments, just coming across there, moving about, trying to figure out where we can get to and see what happens. Of course, lots to look into in the early stages of games like this, players like Serel and Classic who are so good, consistently giving us such great games. Very exciting indeed. Again, that Stargate still coming by. Just going to be having a couple Lings chasing the probe down for a little bit. And move around. Those Lings going to stay after the probe for a few moments. And we just chase that for a little bit. Just going to be seeing that going through as well. Looking reasonable still for the moment. Just going to see that Adept is going to come shading back across, and not really any sign of where we're going tech-wise. Obviously, we're just playing the Oracle at the moment, but how many Oracles are we going to make from Classic? Are we going to go into something that's very committed to kind of, you know, a lot of Oracles and kind of numbers here, or what is kind of going to be the plan, basically? That is our question. As our Ling speed comes through, a few Lings and drones continue to come up as well. There's probies and dronies. What's the WardiTV term for SCVs? I mean, do they deserve a term? You know, they're the lesser version of a mule, so... I don't know. I don't think I call... Maybe sometimes I call them drilly boys. But, I don't know if I really have an official SCV. Like, I know I call it probies a lot, but, like... Yeah, I don't know. Probably drilly boys if I had to think about it. I don't know. You're gonna have to keep watching and figure out what I do call SCVs. There's a challenge for you guys to figure out. I'm casting. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know. I don't know. Shrug. Spam this T to support Wardy. Hell yeah. You know what's even more effective than spamming T is actually spamming the Patreon page. Patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of anything pledged goes directly into tournament prize pools. And I haven't completely tested it out, but I'm pretty sure it is more effective than spamming T in the chat. Let's check that out as well. Pick and choose your option. Is we get a queen kill here, and are both those oracles getting away? Yes, they are. Both of those oracles are going to slip on out of this, and they are going to escape up that top side of the map, and like I say, they have gotten away from here, so that's a cool little something. And you see the probe coming back around, the Adept still moving over. Just going to see the Adept's going to shade for a couple of moments as well. Get that on the way. And keep that moving through. This next little bit of time. And Adepts are going to make their shade. It's a massive Glaives play from Classic on the follow-up to this. As you can see, Glaives is on the way up, +1 attack is on the way up. 6 gateways coming through, the probes are still coming by. We do have ourselves a couple of drones have already fallen. Just going to see those gates continue to come about here. And we do have ourselves, like I say, a big +1 and Glaives play. Now, Serral's actually heading into a melee upgrade, so if he doesn't recognize what's going on here, this could be scary. Because I think what's significant is there's going to be a lot of Adept. So it's not one of those times where it's like, well, the Queens are in a good position, the Lings get a decent enough catch, and we just kind of fight our way out of it. As we see more Adepts here, we've got to be somewhat concerned, right, as Serral. What is he going to build to help him against these Adepts when they hit Glaives? And like I say, there's going to be a lot of Adepts as well. We are playing off of the 8 gateways here, so the only upside for Serral is there's no nearby pylon, there's no forward warp-in from Classic, so reinforcements will have to walk across the map, but also with Adepts, you can shade across the map as well, right? So you can shade across the other side. We're going to start the Hydra Den. That's not going to be here in time. There's a bunch of Lings on the way, and I do think our best chance is to obviously just catch this early when the Adept count is kind of low enough that we can actually kind of, you know, still get a surround on this and feel okay about it. Like, there's going to be a good amount of Queens. It's just weird because I feel as though Classic probably benefits from waiting, but not waiting too long. Because if you wait too long, Hydras get out, maybe they get behind those Lings, maybe that's scary. We got to do something here because this is a fight that starts up. Double Stay Sword coming down. It's going to catch a bunch of the Lings. Oh my goodness! This stasis makes an absolute clear pathway for these Adepts to stay very safe. They are now going to shade across. They're going to leave a few behind. I mean, just going to start fighting over here. Now so many Lings are just missing from this fight, and this is where it's going to start becoming disastrous as Serel will begin to be losing drones, and this game state is going to get a whole lot worse for Serel here in the next few moments. 23 dead workers. Classic is going to take the second game for the Musketeers. And the 3 Musketeers are going to find themselves off to a killer start, 2-0, beginning in this best of 9 against Basilisk. What a great starting point that is. And Basilisk on the ropes a little bit as we ready ourselves up for a game 3, which will be 2v2 time for the first time in the playoffs. we're going to be going to Rohana. So we'll get this started up for you guys. So we'll be going to Rohana, and I'll be on Central because we've got 3 Europeans and 1 Korean player. And then we'll drop a lobby link, and we'll get ready to go into some 2v2, guys. So, 2v2 coming up. Start moving some people about. Get ready to get this going. I'm trying to make sure I catch people in the right places here. As Goblin just logged in, get him invited as well. Obviously, it might take a moment, guys, for the players to ready up as well, because they might be just joining voice calls and so on, so it might take a couple of moments. It's classic. Cool build, because I actually think Serel probably would have been okay against a smaller bit of glaive of pressure, but because it was 8 gates, that amount of adepts just really hit so hard. Like, really, really hits very hard. It's a bit of a painful one as we ready ourselves up. Just get them to swap colors when they are ready as well. And we'll get this going in a few moments. 2-0 lead for the Musketeers. Basilisk down by 2 to start this one off. And, continuing into a game 3. Like I say, big one already for Basilisk, because 0-3 down is going to hurt a lot. But obviously, Trigger is going to be playing essentially 2 games in a row against HeroMarine after this. So I actually feel pretty good about that for Basilisk. HeroMarine's good though, so I could very easily see Trigger HeroMarine going 1-1. I think Trigger's very good right now, but I actually see that most likely to go 1-1 than anything else. And if that goes 1-1, and you've lost here, then you're already at the mercy of another 2v2, basically. It gets very scary very quickly in this league. Can't go stringing too many of those L's together if you want to stay competitive, basically. So, going to dive into a game number 3 here as soon as the players are ready. Colors are set. And just going to ask if everyone's ready. And we'll get this one set to go. So, Classic and HeroMarine, they won a 2v2 event together last week, which is amazing. I wonder if they were kind of doing it to practice a little bit for the Team League playoffs, get a little bit more, a few more reps in, especially when, you consider there's a little bit more of a language barrier there. Figuring out the communication and stuff can be a little bit tougher. Obviously, Serel has been pretty beastly in 2v2s, Goblin as well. Both pretty solid 2v2 players, but we'll see how they combine in this one in, like I say, a scenario where they can try and stop themselves going down 0-3 here in the first round of the playoffs of the WardiTV Team League. Bum, 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 bum. Just waiting for Serral and Goblin to be ready, guys. And I love seeing the exclamation mark crates in the chat. Keep those going. Spam our sponsors, please. Again, Great Entertainment sponsored this entire league. They did not ask for any presence really on the stream or anything, just a couple mentions here and there. And yeah, they are the reason this season of the Team League is happening, as Serral has just readied up, so I believe that means we are good to go into this 2v2. This ready to begin. Serral and Goblin versus Classic and HeroMarine. This one ready to begin. In a couple moments' time. Countdown is on. And yeah, Zerg Protoss versus Protoss Terrans. A couple of different race combos here as well. Be fun to see. This is going to be Protoss Terran later today, as well as we will also have HeroMarine and Showtime playing the TV2 if we get to that map 6. If we avoid the 5-0, which we would obviously really hope for. As viewers, as fans, we want lots of games in these playoffs. Especially today, we want lots of games, because today's the day we only have 2 matches. So, ideally, we don't just, go 5-0 when we only have 2 matches on the day. So, fingers crossed. In the bottom right side, the blue and blue, Protoss and Terran will be Classic and HeroMarine. I don't know why I've gone here. There we go. HeroMarine's base is, in fact, over here. On the top left, the orange Protoss is Goblin, and the red Zerg is Serral. As we play on Rohana, one of these maps that's a little dangerous, with the bases, the main bases split apart, so defending together can be tough, because the aggressors can actually somewhat dive on you and be a little bit aggressive in that regard, so yeah, it's one of those things that definitely you got to be a little careful of. What's up, Chris? How are you doing? Thanks so much for dropping by. Happy Friday to you as well. Hope you're doing great. As we do have a couple of simulators coming by, the gate coming up, barracks and the refineries coming online as well. I see that probe scouting up. The SCV going to be there. Hang around for a few moments. Those gateways still coming by. Get that on the way. We're going to be seeing the gateway and the Cybercore continue to come through. I'm just going to see the hatch gas pool coming up as well. I'm just going to drop the factory down, get that going. Probe comes back through, Cybercore coming across. The factory's still going to be there. The Reaper on the way. Stalker and the Sentry coming across from Goblin as well. See what sort of play we're going to get. We're still kind of one base here as Goblin. We are one base from HeroMarine as well, and from Classic, although Classic just throws the Nexus down. Saw that probe moving down, so I think we are expanding just slowly because of the way that the map works. Have the Reaper up into the main base, going to go after a few of those probes. So a few probes taking some damage. Stalker in the center comes across, Hallucination pops out. And for now, at least the Reaper is going to escape down to the bottom side of the map. It's moving straight across there for the next few moments. Reaper's going to go pinging. The hatchery will take a little bit more damage, and obviously nothing too crazy. We're just keeping an eye on what's going on. There's a few other units, Reapers and Hellions from HeroMarine, and Classic is going to support this with a couple units as well. So there's going to be a little bit of pressure applied, and obviously a chance to cancel this hatch maybe if you can't step across with enough stuff to really defend this. So as all the units start to put some work in, and the later expansion maybe starting to pay off a little bit for the Musketeers. As units hitting this hatchery and hitting it hard. Like I say, it's taking a fair bit of damage. The Stalkers and the Sentry are going to pull back a few moments. We're going to start diving up this ramp. We are going to see a force field coming down. The Lings slowly will come down this ramp as well. Ling speed about to kick in. The Sentry gets grabbed. A few other units is going to be hanging about right there. The Adepts up into the main base. Well, not the main base, sorry, but the Natural. Trying to do a little more. It looks as though they will go down, but hey, we've done okay, right? Like, we killed a couple units. We killed a Sentry. The Adepts go down. I was going to say, we can threaten to run in here, although it's a bit scary with those Lings. The hatchery is still half HP as well, remember, so that third hatch is still possibly a target. We'll have the couple of Adepts. We'll continue to move over, just trying to see what else we can do. Grenades going down. Stalker's is going to get blasted here. Reaper's still trying to chase. Stalker is going to fall. So, man, these Reapers are getting value. HeroMarine getting some work done. As now we're going to see, I was going to say the classic Oracle there was actually in some trouble because Goblin and Stalkers were nearby. He backed off, though, as the Oracles here will realize this is not a smart choice. And now we actually are going to get intercepted. So, Classic going to lose one Oracle. He'll lose both the Oracles. Oh, no. Disaster for Classic. The Oracles are gone. He should have seen that coming because he was already fortunate, I think, that the Stalkers didn't hit the Oracle in the first place. So I think that was him, definitely. And he dove into a mineral line that has 2 queens and a spore crawl on it. Like, you are asking for your units to not have a good time there, basically. So, a little bit suboptimal, to say the least. Let's have ourselves the Lings coming across the map to that bottom side. I really liked everything Classic and HeroMarine did here until Classic loses those Oracles. And that does take the wind out of your sails a little bit, because you essentially get set down now to a position where you don't have as much map control. You don't have some of the defensive layers that kind of the Oracles, typically give you. So we're going to lose this Overlord. Has 2 more on the way. We'll not see a supply block from that single Overlord loss. It's kind of a scary moment where we don't actually have a lot of units on this side of HeroMarine Classic. Okay, we already had one tank a bit further back, so maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe it wasn't so bad. I thought it might be a little bit ugly if he didn't have a tank, but it was just a bit further back, so we're probably okay. Don't think there's much Goblin and Serel can really do to break into this position at all. Still got that one Zergling running around on that right side as well. I'm just going to be seeing the Stalkers still moving across, coming on through the Marine tank force. Stepping forward as well, because we want to start establishing some additional bases. And we obviously can't just sit back here and be contained for the entire time, otherwise that's going to go very badly for us in the grand scheme of things. So, starting to push up, starting to step forward, starting to try and make a couple of things happen here. over the next few minutes. Stalk is still trying to lead the charge. A lot of Lings going to try and dive by. Could maybe run into that natural from both players. Honestly, would not be a bad dive in, I don't think. I guess Serral does not know necessarily where the main force is at. Catches some of these units, which are essentially now just reinforcement waves. The Stalk is not going to do well turning the Lings around. You kind of need the Marines. Marines are pushing forward from HeroMarine as he sets up down the ramp over on this side. Serral, a lot of Lings on the way. I think Lings are the answer right now. The counterattack has got a lot of potential too. Classic has a new Oracle. Gets a worker or so just before Goblin deals with it and is able to shove it back without taking too much more damage. The Marines load up into medevacs. And again, those couple tanks going to sit tight as we are going to see. Like I say, these Lings are going to be an issue because they stop reinforcements, but they also stop you coming home. And HeroMarine diving the main base is going to be a near disaster as well. That's also just a near disaster. Not really the best time for Spike. Well, I think those medevacs are probably dead anyway, fortunately. Otherwise, that might have been a more complicated situation. So, I think that's not maybe as bad, but, like, still not great. As the Lings are just going to run in. Over on the right side, they're going to find this base, and this is the issue. If we can't get over 3 bases here, what do we do? The Lings are going to start dominating, especially because HeroMarine just lost so many units. And that's really the issue, is that Serral's going to have a lot of Lings. We just don't really have much to deal with it. Now, we do have High Templars on the way. With Storm building, it's just not ready yet. And I think right now is a moment where it's just like, you're going to struggle to deal with Lings, because the Stalkers don't deal with Lings very well at all. The Zealots are not in the right positions either. Tank trying to siege up. A lot of the Stalkers supporting from Goblin will just take some of the attention necessary to make this miserable. Classics Mineral Line getting dove upon. We are knocking that Stalker count of the opponent down a little bit. An Archon showed up, morphed the High Templars into that to just do something against these Zerglings. The supply is just not there, though. Classic and HeroMarine are falling the wrong way. Serral and Goblin looking to bring this series back on track for Basilisk as they look to get one map win on the board in map 3 of this best of 9 series and to stop the Musketeers from running away with this one. As, yeah, Serral just too many Lings, and like I said, I think especially the Marines going down over the map is really a disaster. If those Marines die, then it's just that's so much of what you can use to kind of clean up Lings quickly, right? And that was then just not available, unfortunately. Stalkers will stay settled down. Just gonna have the +2 carapace coming up, +2 attack and armor upgrade, +1 armor coming up as well. And you always gonna keep the pressure on a little bit here as a Goblin. And Classic at least going to get to Storm, but the supply damage is already kind of done here for the most part, so... Going to be seeing the couple Lings going to go in after the probe for just a few moments, getting the +2 attack on the way still. Going to try and take a base out the front here, but that's going to be very difficult to really pull off because, again, don't have that much stuff. And it's mostly just so. The only issue I guess I have for Basilisk right now is that Serral is very Ling heavy still. He's still just going to be Ling Bane. So if we get to Storms, maybe the supply advantage of Serral doesn't just carry you through because you do have a good way to clean up Ling Bane, in which case maybe you can't overwhelm. Maybe you can't push that advantage too far in the end. Stalkers come up. A Marine gets grabbed. Just going to see the other units coming across. A couple Marines going to shoot here. Going to catch an Observer. And again, the Storm and the +2 attack upgrade comes along as well. So we get that +2 and that Storm coming over. The Marines and the Medevacs come back across also. Just now going to see those Stalkers getting pushed away once again. And again, we just push back out of this. Still got the Ultra Cavern coming up. +3 melee, +3 carapace, adrenal gland upgrades. Continuing through. So Serral is just powering up. And especially the Ultras right are just a very safe thing to get to now, because they're really going to solidify the Zerg portion of this game. And that's something which I don't know if we can deal with well at all as Classic and HeroMarine. Not while they're trying to survive against everything else. We got a few free pickings here, which is a nice start to, you know, some of this fight. Marine's going to trade, a few Stalkers going down. Just going to see the Ultra Cavern moments from finishing. And like I say, Serral will start to get those Ultras on the way, get that Chitinous plating. That really should be the majority of what we need to see this game kind of going to a somewhat victorious position as Zealots get warped in. The orbital drops down on the right side. The Ling's going to run through again. A couple of SCVs getting caught. This army of HeroMarine still pressing up. A couple of Zealots taking damage. Storm on the ramp. I mean, hey, the Storm is in a very good place, to be fair. It's going to do a lot of damage to the Ling Bane, but we are getting engaged from multiple sides. We get most of the base. I mean, honestly, good fight for HeroMarine and Classic. Like, this does not really get much better, no? The storms were absolutely incredible. Serel lost almost everything. A lot of what we did see connecting actually landed on the tanks and not on the Marines. The Marine count is still strong. And HeroMarine and Classic are going to keep pushing across this map. That was not the fight. Ultra's now on the way, and like I say, maybe they become an issue here. More links showing up. We kind of got to stay collected together. Nowhere near as many storms as were available before. A few links going to try and catch some units on the other side of the map. I mean, this is essentially all in from HeroMarine and Classic. They've got to keep on going now. Serral, again, with the Ultras popping up, is going to be in a much better place. We recall a bunch of stuff home there from Classic, but that means they've got to reset and start pushing again immediately. Like, we cannot afford to let this go too long because you guys are all in. You got to keep on going. We got to keep on pushing and looking to make this happen, basically. Marines gather up. We get a few more creep tumors. The Balin gets caught as well. And that was an incredible set of storms, if nothing else, as we are going to see the couple of Ultras join together over on that side. Like I say, the Ultras are a problem. I don't think we've got a good way to deal with Ultras. Storm really dealt with a lot of things before. And there's things that can do alright against Ultras, but there's no big hard counter to Ultras. There's no Marauders in the game. There's no Immortals in the game. Right? We're missing the things which would really be the stand-up and like, hey, Ultras, stop. You guys do not get to do anything here. We're missing that kind of unit, basically. As we press up, it's going to be having the storms coming down to start preempting against some of these units moving through. We just got to deal with these Ultras. Straight up and simple. There's not much else we can do. The High Templar getting caught. We had a few units coming around the other side. HeroMarine has to say GG. Soul Classic, and this one just fell away from him a little bit. And it is going to be Serral and Goblin. They will get that point on the board, which we suggested that they would. They will get a map point here. 1 and 2 in this best of 9. All right, so we head into more games, guys, as we're going to be back into 1v1s now. For the next couple games, we actually have the same players going to be playing, which is going to be Trigger against HeroMarine. We're going to go to West for the first server here, and then Central for the second. And HeroMarine and Trigger will see where this series gets to after a couple games of them playing TVP against one another. Another chip for the first map, big one. Be fun to see how this plays. Moving everyone into the spectator slots. Hopefully be ready to go in just a few moments. All right. HeroMarine just joined the lobby. That's who I really need. Climb up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Casters. I think we had 10. I think that's going to be 10 now. Cool. Cool. As soon as the players are ready, we can just dive into this, guys. Go. Let's send it as we jump into Mothership here for game number 4. Basilisk, a map win here, ties them back up in this best of 9. HeroMarine, a map win, puts them up into a 3-1 lead. And like I say, HeroMarine, a 2-0 on either side here is obviously very substantial as well. A 2-0 can do a lot right now, so... Because obviously that could push you all the way up to like a 4-1 lead for the Musketeers, or it could put Basilisk into lead of this series, so... Like I say, it's a unique circumstance where we've got the same players playing back-to-back games against each other. That doesn't typically happen in this format, it's just the way that the game's worked out today. And I wonder who's actually happy with the lineup overall. Like, I wonder if one team looks at this and says, wow, we really got the players we wanted on the players we wanted. Or if they're just like, huh. Someone's like, huh, they got all the players we didn't want to see on the players we didn't want to see. All right. Game number 4, in the top left-hand corner, Trigger, the Orange Protoss player representing Basilisk. You get that 2v2 victory, put a point on the board. And in the top right side, HeroMarine, our Red Terran player. And like I say, these guys will play these next 2 maps, and then there'll be another 2v2 game. And then we'll be back to 1v1 for the rest of the matchup after that. So that's how this is working. Double gas is coming through. Getting the simulator coming up right now. Getting this started here for a few moments. We've seen our barracks is about to finish on that high ground, so yeah, we'll get set up and get this underway. And we'll see where Trigger and HeroMarine take us. HeroMarine, I think, is still kind of playing quite an aggressive style of Terran lately. A little bit more towards those kind of 2-based pushes and commitments and everything, so see what maybe happens there. Let's just have the racks building that Reaper, the orbital bolt morphing through, and get that up and online these next few moments. Reaper Factor on the way about, STV on the way through, Cybercore about to finish, next on the way. We do have ourselves the Reaper popping down, heading across to the far left-hand side, so moving across over there for just a little bit. Yeah, that Factor's still coming through. Still gonna be there. We push the Reaper back the other way, and we obviously just defend against this for now, making sure we don't get too much out of this Reaper. Obviously, HeroMarine just trying to poke around for some of that initial information as to what's going on. He is gonna go second Reaper into Hellion, so he'll have a little bit of poking potential with a few early units, basically. So he'll have that coming through. As yeah, the Twilight Count's coming about, the probes and the Stalker and the Warp Gate coming over, battery on the way as well. The two Reapers still making their way toward that upper left side. Grenade hits the Stalker, bobs it around, the hallucination up into the main. See what else is going on. Have our starport coming through. The two Reapers hold in the middle of the map. And yeah, starport obviously gives us a little bit more opportunity. We're going to split the Reapers from the Hellions. It looks as though they want to jump into the main. Well, the Hellions will distract the natural maybe, or they're just, it looks as though they are going to pull back around and just go at the front. It looked like they were splitting though, didn't it? They run in here. I mean, the grenade hits. Grenade's going to hit again. We force field. It kills this Hellion. I mean, we just pulled the probes away and we don't get anything with this just yet. The Hellion in the front can still maybe threaten. Oh, this is smart because the Stalker's actually going to run up into the main base because he expected the harassment to come from the main and to see the Reapers maybe heading in that direction. But the Reapers actually came over on this side. Actually good movement from HeroMarine. Only gets one probe. The battery doing some real heavy lifting here. Is able to do a lot of healing, a lot of keeping these probes alive, not letting those get caught up in the moment. And we're going to have our next barracks finishing up. The Sentry getting jumped on. A couple of Reapers getting bobbed backwards. This Hellion taking damage too. Another grenade. And go towards a couple more Stalkers. Not quite able to do too much just yet as Blink continues by, about halfway done. Currently, Robotics Facility halfway done. The Simulator still building. Bringing a lot of this into play. Ourselves the bench in that cloaking, continue to come through then for a couple seconds, so we just bring that online. Reaper's just going to jump back in the main. Obviously, as time goes by, these Reapers are going to be less and less effective, but you may as well keep trying to see if we can do something. There's going to be seeing the Stalkers up at the top. Just going to be seeing that Blink finishing through. Charges starting on the side of Trigger, so ready to continue through into those gate upgrades. He already has the Templar Archives down. No Storm starting yet, but obviously could move some Archons. 2-base Storm is something we still don't see all the time, but when we do see it, it is still quite a powerful way to play. As we get one Reaper, now we're looking for another. We get number 2. The siege tank shots for a couple moments onto the Stalkers. And we just have ourselves the, Storm in the charge. Still building by. At the moment, Reaper hops up over to this high ground. Trying to see what else is going on for these next few moments. Just going to see the Stalkers and the High Templars back to the high ground there. Looking to see what else is going on for now. Storm's halfway done. Charge is over halfway done. Mortal building through against Impact, Combat Shield, all building, Concussive Shells, and the attack upgrade on the way in. This Bio Army is heading out from HeroMarine, going toward the middle of the map initially. One Stalker blinks back straight away. Banshees. Again, a couple probes killed, so we actually have a bit more harassment opportunity. HeroMarine with a pretty strong push. 20 Army Supply in the lead. The issue is Storm, right? Storm is very good in these defense scenarios. The Banshees are going to slip away because of... Oh my goodness, it's going to get messy. That Storm was big. I think we just got to lift and leave, but this Medivac is going to start getting targeted here, right? HeroMarine. This is not going to be enough, I don't think, in the end. Man, this was very messy because obviously he was trying to evacuate the Banshees, and he actually got a chance to get them away to the bottom side. But that first Storm just did so much. He kind of just headbutted through it, and that's obviously not going to be good enough overall. As we see a couple of Widow Mines going to step forward, they're going to burrow up. The Marine Marauder Force pulling back over here. And what am I? I'm just going to hit the Stalkers at least. HeroMarine has got a 3rd CC finishing, and Ghost Academy on the way. Trigger's economy is not insane because he played 2 base Storm, right? So it's not like he has like a super fast 3rd that's been kind of rolling the whole time here. He's got a few high tempo up now, so he's going to have more Storms available. That's where the Ghosts are obviously going to become very important. This game will go on. Like I say, obviously felt pretty scary initially, but like I say, yeah, game indeed will go on in this situation. The Observer's still lingering overhead. The few Stalkers still gathering up. This Banshee can maybe come back over, but I'm not sure if it's going to really be able to do much on its own. Stalker's just going to get the Widow Mine. He's going to grab that. The Bio unit's still pushing forward. And nice Storm coming down. Army is set to potentially make a move forward again. The Widow Mines right there going to be able to activate perhaps and help out a lot, but you need the units to move in for that. He's going to try and drop the initial EMPs down. There's the Storm that's going to fend you off here, and HeroMarine has to take a step away. Storm still staying in place. Marine Marauder, Ghost all building through. The Medivac coming about. Again, our upgrades continuing by from the side of HeroMarine. That armor upgrade coming up to being about halfway done as the Bio going to get healed. Going to be seeing the Ghost taking a little bit more healing as well. Sunstower will get placed, and again the Forge, Nexus, Robo Bay, everything coming online. The +1 attack upgrade part of this. We have an Observer, which is neat. I don't think Trigger's going to push through anymore. He's getting his 4th base established. It's still a very playable game because Trigger's economy again has not been great the entire time. It's saying something great. It's been fine, but it's not like one of these Protoss games where the economy is just through the roof from the very early get-go. You know, this Storm does a bit of damage, but it doesn't really kill anything. So that's kind of always nice when you have a Storm that does not kill your units as a Terran. You're kind of left smiling. You know, you're feeling pretty okay about this coming out on the other side. Bio steps up. EMP comes down. Going to Storm onto a bunch of the Bio units as well. Going to get some damage done there. Peel back around on the right side, trying to see what else we can get to. Again, 1-1 upgrades continuing up. Robo Facility and Robo Bay producing by. This is going to be a 2nd Robo Facility ready very shortly. Army still pushing through. The couple Ghosts gathering together. A couple Widow Mines going off on the Zealots. Zealots still coming over. Just going to be seeing the Zealots continue to chase. And Templar going to drop one more Storm into position already. Army looks to move around from the top side, moving straight in over here. The Biomedivac Force gathering. +2/+1 coming up. The 2/2 upgrades on the engineering base coming by as well. So again, we get that all on the way. Is this on West? Yes. This game's on West. The second game they'll play is on Central. Funnily enough, the way that it works is basically going to mean that because everyone is playing each other twice, essentially, in this series, just randomly, they're both going to play one on Central and then one on West when it's necessary / apparent, you know. MP reaches forward, gets another high tempo there. Fire Force gathering, just going to be seen to jump forward. A couple of pylons I can maybe get. We get a warp in initially. We'll be able to get a few of these odds pretty quick. Upgrade-wise, it is going to be HeroMarine in a bit of an upgrade lead still, so that's obviously very good for you. It's not always the case in TVP. Upgrades are something that are oftentimes overtaken by the Protosses. The load-up's a good time. I feel like Trigger is preemptively expecting the drop up into this position, because I felt like he was already moving there a few moments earlier. And we get a storm coming down. We're just going to load one more time. We don't have any anti-air that can actually kill the Medivacs, so for the moment at least the Medivacs will preserve these units, and that's a lot of storms being dropped to actually still not get a kill. We'll just have to unload on the low ground now, but maybe a couple more probes, some lost mining time. Maybe more than anything, the distraction. Like I say, it's been a lot of storms used that have not really seen too much kind of value. HeroMarine trying to fight on that top side. Going to get in with the Vikings. He's going to go after the Colossus very quickly. Another storm is going to be great. It's going to be the one saving grace right now. A new Colossus just showed up, so we're still on 2 despite losing 2. Sit tight for a second here. You see the Bio Army pulling back in the center. The Ghost as well. Medivac still gathering overhead. This army of Trigger looking for a chance to push down this ramp. The Vikings going to get shot at and turned around the other way. A couple of Marauder shots coming in. Chasing those Stalkers back as well. Ooh, nice storm onto a bunch of those Marines. Prism's going to go down now. The Vikings, yeah, I gotta say, might be able to get the Colossus, but Trigger's been extremely cautious with the Colossus, pulling them back consistently. Not letting them get met by anything yet. Rocks go down. We move toward the middle of the map. Trigger ready for a chance to push into the upper right side. Bio gonna stem, go step forward. We have some EMPs available. A couple Zelds go down already. Big Bio Force still pushing through. Zeld Archon Colossus spreading out. In game 3 upgrades are coming by. The +2 ship weapons continue to produce. Spot the Prism, the +3 attack upgrade, and the Colossus producing as well. So a few of these units are going to step straight forward. Obviously, 2 maxed out armies. HeroMarine, fairly comfortable 4 base. Trigger is taking bases to the bottom side. This is going to be the issue on Mothership. Those bases are going to be difficult to really hit as HeroMarine. I mean, there's going to be an opportunity now because Trigger is focused on the other side. However, it's probably going to come to HeroMarine at the cost of the base, although it doesn't. And actually now Trigger ends up in an awkward position where he actually takes a lot of damage. Units on the bottom left side will cancel the pile. I'm going to see a recall down over here, so this base will live. And Trigger gets out of trouble there, but that was still actually not great for Trigger because he actually did lose a good chunk of units, right? Like the Archon's melting away. We're going to see another Archon Court here. There is a High Templar that's, I mean, I don't know what Trigger's really doing there. He just lost control of this little group of units, has moved them around. Maybe just didn't realize they were still there. Maybe kind of thought everything was recalled. Because they were moving around like they were being controlled with the bottom kind of portion of the army. They were not being moved around in any sort of sensible manner. And we pull back over. The 3-3 upgrade still coming online. Give me a little bit of an upgrade lead for a few moments from Trigger again with the good EMPs. The Colossus are already going low. And HeroMarine is making a very good effort to get toward this 5th base. I actually think he's going to have a very good chance of getting to that 5th base. I think that's actually very much so going to be coming online in these next few moments as the extra Zealots warp in. Colossus coming through. EMP comes down. The Zealots are going to get hit. The Bio Army in the center just going to start fighting. A couple of these Colossus get chased. We are just going to see that turned around for the next few moments here. Bio units come back across. Zealots taking hits. Shots going down. The Marines get underneath this prism. That will go down as well. So HeroMarine defends against the harassment for now. Where do we go next? I mean, Trigger's going to attack into this base again. This base has been a bane to him. Every time he's attacked here, it's not really ended well. Do we have the EMPs on the High Templar? We do. There's a couple of High Templar left. We storm once more. HeroMarine kind of chasing through the storms this time. This is the first time he's really chasing through. Ghost on the flank. That's not really great because they don't last very long. I mean, the issue is the Colossus are still going to be able to laser beam that army, and if it's low HP, it's going to die very quickly. All it takes is those few Zealots to be in front so the Colossus don't get chased too quick, and then we might be able to keep pushing forward. HeroMarine chose to step into a lot of the storms there. And that choice to step into the storms it's risky because he was not wrong in the sense of, like, actually Trigger's army is maybe the worst it's been. But because his army was now so battered, he's not been able to do too much about it. He has lost a lot of the Vikings as well, and Trigger really went heavy on the Colossus. He went up to like 5-6 Colossus in that fight. Yeah, if The Colossus count has been big, keeping it going despite losing so many. We've lost, what, 5 in this game? We still have 3 on the map right now in this army. So the Colossus count is kind of a major deal. And because the Vikings have been going down, been able to succeed, there's not as much anti-air as before, and the Storm's not really available. I thought the Vikings maybe could have chased for at least that Colossus. A couple of ghosts are just coming forward because we apparently do not have detection. They're just right-clicking down High Templar. And we get a bunch of units once again from HeroMarine, who just gets a bunch of catches. I mean, Trigger is still expanding just on the bottom of the map kind of freely at the moment, so just going big there. And HeroMarine not really finding a way to stop that. Eats one big Storm, gets the AMP a moment too late. Storm forces you to step back away and to give some space to this Protoss army, which is looking to come back through. There's a lot of Vikings again now. You obviously want to knock those Colossus down before we get too involved. This is still a chance to fight where there's really not much splash damage, because the Colossus should die very quickly. If we have the scan, we could absolutely knock down the Observers again. There go the Vikings, just going to go after the Colossus. The Bio will stop the fight. They are going to step back against these few Zealots. The Immortals are going to provide quite a little bulk behind everything else as well. I'll tell you, one of the bigger issues right now might just be the fact we're running out of Ghost energy. We're not going to have many EMPs left remaining. And that could be a problem in the long term here. Like right now, EMPs on some of these fresh Zealots and so could be absolutely huge. The Vikings land. I don't know if I love the Vikings landing, though, because we're going to have new Colossus showing up, and Trigger is just rich behind all of this. Resources lost 10k in the favor of HeroMarine, or 9k, let's call it. But I just don't think you can... I mean, Trigger's just apparently had enough economy throughout all of this for it to not matter. I mean, yeah, he's got the base on the bottom, but to be fair, like, 2 of these bases aren't even really mining yet. So what, he's been on... I guess he's had the 6th base up a significant amount of time. Like I say, the map layout doesn't do HeroMarine any favors, because the map layout really makes it very easy for Trigger to just sort of keep those bases alive. It's very tough for HeroMarine to get down to that bottom side of the map, and with a significant enough amount of units to kind of deny those bases. Because if you send like 2-3 dropships down, well, if say you send double drop down, the warping of Zealots just stops it. But if you send 3 drops down, maybe that does more, but that leaves you much more exposed on the top portion of the map, which you've constantly been having to fight on as well. And because the map is so large, you can't just go poke down to the bottom and then bam, return back home in time to still take a fight. The size of the map and the layout of the base is definitely doing Trigger a lot of favors so far. A couple of Marauders will come through. These Zealots will go falling to the wayside just there. Marine, Marauder, Liberator, all still coming about. Trigger steps toward that right side and is looking to maybe engage in a bit of a different direction. HeroMarine find the EMP onto the High Templar initially. No, they pulled back quite heavily. A couple libs showing up is going to do HeroMarine a lot of favors, though. It's going to make it even better for him to trade. The one thing we really need, though, is HeroMarine right now. As once again, are we just, I was going to say, are we detectionless here? No, we do have observers in the back. I think one thing HeroMarine really needs... Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, I really like Liz. Okay, I like this fight because that's a lot of EMPs, and the Colossus is going to be exposed. We will chase this as HeroMarine even through a storm. It's probably not the bad choice this time around. I think through this storm was kind of fine. Let's see. Oh my god, DTs just showed up en masse on the top side, so HeroMarine's going to win a massive fight over here. However, he's going to lose 20 SCVs in his base to the top, and he does not deal with those DTs at all, so HeroMarine takes an army supply lead, but a big eco loss. DT is a whole new issue. I was going to say, I think what HeroMarine needs is an extra base, right? That right side 3 o'clock base might be the secret. Just because we're deep enough now that I think the bases are becoming an issue. That if you don't just get the 1 extra base, like I say, it might be a bit of a problem. HeroMarine is chasing, by the way. He is recognizing the chance that's going on right now to do some serious work. These DTs just blinked into a second missile turret, by the way, so apparently they're still going to do fine. DT damage is insane. So they actually still do okay. HeroMarine needs to have enough scans if he's going across the map. I wouldn't hate it maybe if he just takes this as a chance to go hit some of these bottom side bases. He does load up the medevacs and looks as though he will make those plays. He's going to start finding these bases around. Some damage here and there would be massive. I mean, you can just see Trigger just bounce back up in the supply again. Liberator's getting caught before anything is sieged right now. This is a moment where Trigger actually has an overwhelming army. Liberators are going to get sieged up. We have enough bio on the ground to just fend this off. This is no longer a planetary, remember. couple of High Templars already getting sniped, as we do see once again the lack of detection being punished heavily here. The Bioforce in this corner, like I say, warping himself does very well. It's only the corner that really protects you here as HeroMarine. Colossus walking into missile turrets is not pretty, as we see the Liberators continue to inch forward. Trigger struggling to control his army correctly as well. He keeps walking into the libs and everything else as he swing back around to this base in the middle. Like I say, the issue is that HeroMarine is just without the extra bit of economy, I think, to see him through to the end of this. His money is drained now. Trigger is kind of drained of cash. He's got another Zealot Warping maybe available here. Like I say, HeroMarine set up defensively with the lips and so might be really cool, but is it enough? He's actually just going to push forward aggressively onto this army. The Colossus laser beaming throughout this. There's a massive High Templar showing up. Two of them morph in. Two Archons morph in. The Liberators start going down. We need this next round of Liberators to get siege. Trigger's army supply is dropping. We're going to chase through this. The Archons are a massive issue. We don't have EMPs, and if we don't have EMPs, those Archons are going to take so long to go down. The Bioforce will tank a lot of shots off them if those little chunky arms of splash damage hit as well. Still pushing, as we just have the... I mean, HeroMarine clearly feels like he's got the army advantage, and he's not wrong. He wants to take advantage of this before too much else comes about. Get rid of the tech units especially. Trigger does not have a lot of gas left. Like, he's got minerals, but not as much gas. So, actually could be a big factor here, right? As we're going to see the one single High Templar coming in. We actually deal with it decently. Then we walk back into the storm. We give this High Templar a lot of value. HeroMarine needs to run away. It's really awkward because, like, he needs to run away, but, like, he also wants to fight these two halves of the army. But if this army collapses from two sides, it's a big problem. What does he do? Does he just lift and run with the Medivacs? Cloaks up the ghosts? Detection? No detection? He scans to see if there's detection here. The ghosts are just going to sit and keep on fighting, but they don't have endless energy. So these ghosts just get left behind. They kill off an Archon. The units are going to abandon them. Like I say, they're running out of energy, so what are we going to do? Are we actually able to keep this going? We're going to try. The bio units reinforcement from the upper right will come through. The Colossus is going to laser beam because one of the ghosts is uncloaked. Because one of them is uncloaked, the splash damage is good enough. HeroMarine trying to fight to the bottom side. It's not good enough. Trigger wins this game because he had 4 bases on the bottom of the map that went untouched pretty much the entire time, I think, is the one thing we just can't do much about. Trigger ties it up, gets it to 2-2. That's a tough one to cast. Alright, we are going to be tied up then, 2-2 though. It's going to mean we're likely to see more games overall, and like I say, we go back-to-back on Trigger and HeroMarine. We go to Winter Madness for the next one. The size of this map's going to be a lot better for HeroMarine. I imagine if they play a similar game, HeroMarine takes it, because I do think the map and the size of the map definitely has a pretty negative impact for you as HeroMarine in the way that game played. On a more condensed map, I really do think you have a much better time to 9 some of those bases, and you just don't get into as good of a spot, basically. So... as Trigger, basically. So, yeah. Alright, we will jump into this one in a second. Just trying to make sure we've got all of the casters. Kick this off into game 2 between Trigger and HeroMarine. Like I say, just the way it worked out, they end up playing back-to-back maps against each other. HeroMarine and Trigger will now play for the lead of this series. Tied up 2-2. The winner of this game will take it to the advantage. So just waiting for... everybody. I think we're good. HeroMarine readies, and if Trigger is ready, we can go, like I say, back-to-back HeroMarine versus Trigger games and get this underway. Counting down, Winter Madness on the way. Let's get this started up and ready to begin. Let's do this, guys. Let's send it. Into the second game of HeroMarine and Trigger to break the tie in this best of 9. 2-2. And in the bottom right from Basilisk, we have the orange Protoss player Trigger. And on the upper left, we have the red Terran player HeroMarine. Game 5 of our best of 9. Off and away we go. Let's find maybe Inu as you jump into this 5th game then, guys. Big series so far. Again, after this, we go into another game of 2v2. So good news is 2v2 will not decide the series. And then we have, I think it goes 2v2 and then Showtime Goblin. Yeah, Showtime Goblin, 2v2, Showtime Goblin, and then Serel Classic. And of course, if we need the ace match, we have the ace match. Again, one more note as well. Obviously, during the group stages, we played all the games of a season, of a matchup, no matter what. Apart from the ace, that's no longer true in the playoffs. In the playoffs, once a series is won, we do not keep on playing the games. So, obviously, it just works because nothing's going to be pre-played in the playoffs and so on, and there's absolutely zero reason to keep playing a series that is already lost in the playoffs. So yeah, just to clarify that. Probe going around, just gonna see the depot coming into place, Cybercore and the Nexus, the probe, all continuing to come through for a few moments, so you got a lot of that coming into play already. And we've seen the factory coming online as well, so we bring that straight into play, get that on the way up, bring that through. Decide what we're going to try and do here. Command center and the factory both building. Does HeroMarine play a bit more aggressively? I mean, he played fairly aggressively last game. Like, he was kind of getting feisty early, and he had to pull back. It was pretty defensive opening from Trigger. Remember, 2-base Storm is the sort of thing where it's difficult to really find a way to fight in early and to punish and so on. Definitely a factor as the Twilight Council builds on in now. Couple probes, Stalker on the Warp Gate, coming on through. And the Widowmine will blow up an Adept, so HeroMarine gets the first grab of an Adept here. He's going to be the first to draw blood in this Game 5. Just double checking it was first blood, and it was. It was. Well, the River just comes across, heading around that left-hand side. So it's going to come making a move through here for a little bit. We'll look to see what's going on. The Widowmine and the Medevac will build, and we have a chance for HeroMarine to start dropping onto the map to try and do some damage in these early stages. Again, the series getting tied up now 2-2. And it leaves it as anyone's for the taking. Anyone can take advantage of this from here. Fun position to be in as a couple of SCVs step across. Tech Lab's coming up on the starport and the factory. And actually going to see a Raven from HeroMarine pretty early on this one as well. It's just going to bring that straight over for the moment. We've seen the Widowmine. He's going to shoot a couple of shots back and forth. Widowmine not quite going to go down. Medevac boosts away. Starport is going to land again. Barracks still coming through. I'm just going to get a bunker at the front as well. Here we're going to try and be fairly safe in the early stages. Let's see that Warp Gate coming about. Continue to get that going. We've seen the Auto Turret coming down. A couple of these probes getting caught. Just going to be knocking those through for a couple of secs. Just going to see the Stalkers coming back across. And Blink is still about to finish up here. See the Stalks coming back over. Just going to jump back into the prism the Marines gathering about as well. hop up. Pressure continues as we are going to be having a few Marines in this main base. Held by a siege tank to the top side, so the Stalker's going to push the Marines back. Stim's obviously in trouble here. Stim looks as though it will go down, so we lose Stim pack. It's not the end of the world. You can recover from having Stim delayed. We'll cancel combat shield, start it up on the other tech lab. The tank is just a bit far away, but the scary thing is if you pull it forwards, is it then too close? Is it then exposed? That's the kind of balancing act you're trying to find, as the Raven just flies through those Stalkers. That's not ideal. The Widowmine drop trying to return home as well. The Stalkers commit in over toward this back of the main. Going to be showing up here and trying to be substantial in the next few moments as well. Just going to have the couple of SCVs and the Widowmine gathering up, +1 on the charge, continue to come through, centering the gateways, continue to build. Medevac still up in the skies. Going to shoot, a couple of Stalkers just going to get picked up and saved once again. Impact combat shield and that attack upgrade again, continue produced by Marine Marauder Medevac. Still producing. Gonna have a couple SCVs coming across. The attack upgrade on the engineering bay coming through. Again, that charge is going to be finishing in just a few moments. So again, that charge completed. And again, the Immortal and the attack upgrade still building into play. The Zealots, the Robo Bay, the gateways coming through as well. Trigger starts his 4th base and the Robo Bay back at home, starting to look toward the future. But am I going to get a Zealot or not? Because we do have the lift ability to save it. So that's a mine and missile turret and an SCV all going down as HeroMarine just trying to set up the defense to stop things like this happening. And Trigger being on top of it enough to make sure it doesn't happen. Now we're just going to jump onto the fusions that split across to try to deal with this. It's one of the moments where Stim's about to finish, but already having Stim would help you reposition and back away a bit more easily. And Trigger's just going to recall out, because HeroMarine's basically looking to cut off the retreat path, but Trigger just says, cool, if you're going to do that, just recall away. Zero risk move into this main base. Basically impossible to punish, right? Like, unless HeroMarine has, like, just enough units out of vision and then stims in as you kind of initially go into the main, hard to do wrong there as Trigger gets a few worker kills, gets a few units as well, and just continues to take efficient trades from positioning and movement in these early stages. So finding value so far. And like I say, playing it well with a lot of the movement and so required to really make these things work out so far as well. Zealot's just going to run in. A couple of SCVs going to get chased. The bio units are going to go in. We are going to see bio on the left side as well. Going to get jumped on. Just a multi-prong from Trigger. HeroMarine going to start trying to deal with this now. A few SCVs pull into it. Can the tank help enough? I'm afraid of that tank friendly fire in SCVs. We've already lost 12 workers as Immortal may finally go down, but there's just too many gateway units still here. The natural is being cleaned up, but then we've got to clean up this attack at the front. 16 SCVs dead means we've got a lot of economy that's just in the bin. Yeah, Trigger going to make his own mistake though, and he rallies an Immortal forward, so just going to give HeroMarine at least a freebie here, a little bit more value on the end of this. We do chase down a couple extra Stalkers too, and the end of this fight does go a bit more in HeroMarine's favor. The cleanup just looking a little neater for him overall. Do I get anything if you buy a Crate game right now? No. Not that kind of sponsorship. Crate just loves StarCraft and RTS, and they just want to support it when they can. So they just send the prize money. This is not like you buy a game and I get a bonus or something. Like, they just ask you to check out their games, and if you do, awesome. If not, all good. They're sponsoring the tournament no matter what, so... As yo, Nani, thank you so much for the 21-month resub on the Prime, drawing us out of this game for a second, just because it has calmed down for us a moment or two at least. And sees out Stalker ready to fight in here against the Bioforce, just going to go back and forth a little. HeroMarine supply is still good, but now he's up against Colossus. He's not really prepped for those. Zealots run into the natural expansion once again, and Trigger just attacks straight into this position. A bunch of SCVs going down, 10 workers already falling. This Court Down Supply Depot goes down, or as a prime target. The Widowmine hits dead center. We recall those Zealots, as we actually don't even have units moving over to deal with them. So the Zealots save HeroMarine from having to keep on dealing with the Zealots. So some success there at least. And there's a few more Zealots warp in. Colossus and the +2 attack upgrade coming up as we speak. Continue to bring that online. And we're just going to have the rest of these bio units stepping forward a little further right now as well. Zealot Stalker gathering up. Colossus still sitting right there. Just going to charge on through. Stalker's going to try and push on into this. A couple Colossus laser beaming. And the Zealots keep charging in. HeroMarine does not have the supply to make it through this, I don't think. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Prism just went down in the main as well, so that's going to be a bit of a combined decent defense. Serel still getting to this mineral line. A few more SCVs going down. I mean, this is, I think, grand scheme of things, just still going wrong here. He's going to say GG. Trigger will win 2 in a row, and will get Basilisk into the lead of this series on the back of the PVT. And we're going to be heading into another 2v2 game. Is going to be Trigger up again. This is going to be Trigger and Serel playing HeroMarine and Showtime on Roskalion. So we go to this, and the chance for Basilisk to put themselves onto match point in the tournament, in the series, in this game. So big one, and then obviously got Goblin Showtime after. And then classic Serel, if we do get there, we will see if that is the case or not. Start these invites off. I'll have to run ads, guys, just because 2v2s can go a bit long, so just make sure that that's not a problem. Ready to go in a moment. Cool, cool, cool. Do-do-do. I need Self go down there. And I need HeroMarine to join us. No, sorry, Showtime to join us. No, I need... Oh, Classic's not meant to be there. HeroMarine's BRB a couple minutes. All good. Alright, so HeroMarine's BRB. When HeroMarine returns, we can get this underway. It's going to be HeroMarine Showtime versus Serel and Trigger. In just a few. Get this ready to go. Do. Alright, yeah, so we're just chilling here for a couple moments then, guys. Like I say, get ready to go once HeroMarine returns. Get them to set their colors already will help speed up the process, but we just have a couple minutes before we get this back on track. Again, thanks for joining us, guys. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out for some WardiTV Team League playoffs today. Obviously, we've got Villains of SC2 against No Ace Jin Air after this series as well, so that's going to be the next series up. So yeah, that will be the next series up as well, and that will start up when this best of 9 gets resolved, which we're only a handful of maps away from having happen. I mean, this is going to be, what, map 6 now? See how this goes in this 2v2 on Roskalion. This 2v2 is actually a big game, because, like you say, you win this as Basilisk and bam, you are then a map away in either of the 1v1s, including a Serel game, from just moving into the upper bracket final. Win this as the most tiers, you reset the series, and then you go score 1-1, force an ace at worst. Feels very doable as well, right? So, yeah, alrighty, we are going to get ready to kick this off, guys. Just a couple moments. Waiting for everyone to ready up. Trigger readies. Wait for everyone else to give us a ready. We've got everyone in the lobby at the very least, though. Serral ready, Trigger ready. Just waiting for HeroMarine and Showtime to give us some go-ahead confirmation. And we can kick this off. Can Serel meet Classic again? Yes, there's no limitations on the ace match anymore because you only need 3 players to play, and obviously if a team with 3 players plays, in a best of 9, they have to use each player twice. As such, then you can't put a limitation on the ace match, right? So it is possible for Serel Classic to also play in the ace match. It's something that could take place, so... Yes, it is possible that they also end up in the ace against each other. If we get to the ace, if we are so lucky. Countdown moving, and getting ready to go. Let's dive into game number 6. We do have now down in the series for the first time in the top left, the Musketeers. In this game, it's going to be HeroMarine and Showtime representing in this 2v2 as they take on Serral and Trigger from Basilisk in the bottom right corner of Roscallion to start this series off into a 6-game. It's the second 2v2 of this series. Your last 2v2 of this series. After this, it's 1v1 all the way home. Let's see what happens over the course of this one. Some drones will begin to do their mining, getting underway. I was going to be having the hatch drones and still coming up. Let's see how gates and similar coming about. Hatch gas pool coming through. Nothing super crazy first couple of moments here. Let's see what happens, but it looks like we're just going to be expanding as HeroMarine and Showtime both make... Oh, sorry. Showtime makes its way to the low ground. HeroMarine not to the low ground yet. We'll see if HeroMarine goes to the low ground to expand or what his plan might be. Next few moments and get that set up to go. Let's see, we're going to nibble at the probe there for a couple seconds, so we'll get some damage done. Probe taking a few shots. The SCV does get the momentum down, so we do end up just expanding. The only guy not to expand is Trigger. He is 2 gating and no sign of that expansion yet, so looking at that to see what the next choice is going to be. The Reaper gonna fight, just gonna see the Queen gonna be there, so we go back and forth. Just gonna see the Warp Gate, the hatch, a couple of drones, all of that coming through for the moment. Let's see, the Adept's gonna shade, the Reaper gonna pull back. Stargate is about to finish on the side of Showtime, so some control to be made there initially. Get that started off with the ability to kind of maybe get some Phoenix up. Protoss Terran do typically like the Phoenix, but maybe we just get an Oracle and we kind of go from there as well. Definitely a possibility. Reaper Hellions continue to move across again. See a couple of sentries in the Adept moving back around. She's going to be seeing the Hellions and the Reaper going to be there. Put a bit more damage out. Rocheron is on the way through. And do have the couple units going to gather about once again. Just going to be seeing that Oracle's still going to be there. The Adept and the sentries gather. Hellions going to fight. A couple of Adepts step by. Just going to be seeing the couple Stalkers in position to push the Oracle back around the other way initially. So again, just that back through for a little bit. And away it goes. A couple of Adepts going to continue in toward the base. Again, sentries, the stalkers, and the adept just gathering on that right side as well, so continue to join that up. Blink on the way by. Again, the few adepts. We'll make a shade up in towards this base here, where they can maybe go after a few of these drones. Lane's drones is going to chase through. A couple workers already going down. The adepts getting jumped on. A couple force fields still coming into plays. The Hellions are going to be there. The Queen helps to push it back. It's going to see another cancellation over on that right side. As another little Reaper play comes in. A couple of drones going down. It's going to be seeing the Queen still there to chase the Reaper about for the next couple moments. The Hellions are still here though, and HeroMarine getting some good damage done. Obviously, you get damage done to Serral's economy, you kind of knock Serral down a little bit in this game, and that could be huge. Serral and Trigger are a pretty well tested 2v2 team. They played a lot of 2v2 together in the past. Over the past year or so in some of the youth thermal events, you've seen them play together a few times over, so definitely a strong team, but knocking one of the stronger players down early is definitely one way to set yourself up into some success. This Oracle will take a couple pings as Showtime just brings it home. I'm not going to keep it on the map, but obviously you do want to keep it alive. Trigger trying to get the catch there, doesn't quite make it. We do just have the few probes still mining away. So probes mining away out in the center. Stimpack, 1-1 upgrades all coming through from HeroMarine here as well. Showtime is getting the attack upgrade. And the lag spikes.
Game paused.
Oh, well, that's Showtime. Well, that's no point me telling people to get out then. Showtime seemed to have a moment or two of problem. Hopefully, you can get that resolved in a second and get this back on track. It was him. Definitely Showtime that lagged, right? Second, see if its ping's good. German internet added again. Probably just the NA server being the NA server, to be honest. Yeah. Classic NA server, yeah, classic NA server, situation. All right, we give it a moment or two. Maybe it settles down. Can't really do too much else about it just yet, so like I say, we'll give it a moment or so. NA server aren't all of them European. Trigger is Canadian, but he lives in Korea, so NA server. If he was Canadian and in Canada, it would be Europe, but yeah. How can Showtime gear up if the problem is the server? Secret StarCraft 2 player technique. If you don't know how to gear up, then you just ain't cool enough, unfortunately. All right, we'll just take a couple moments. Looks like we're better. Seems better. Everyone's readying. And we will get back to it. All right, looks as though we're good. As you have a Reaper gonna get pushed up into the high ground is what we were seeing just as that lag kicked in. As the hallucination goes down, the Marines, the tank pulling across, the orbital command is going to move across there as well. The Stalkers and the Sentries will make their way to the upper left-hand side currently. Just coming through. I'm just going to see the tanks and the Marines gathering up. The Stalker's going to gather about a few more Stalkers warping in. Units here from HeroMarine and Showtime just settling down over on that left-hand side. And these units are going to look to step forward as well. His trigger pokes a little bit. Needs to be careful. He can get punished here, no? Already seeing a couple of the sentries picked off pretty much straight away. One-man upgrade, Stimpack Combat Shield, all still building. We do have the Adept gonna shade by. The Stalker's still gathering on that left side. Infestors, Roaches, all the upgrades continuing through. The couple of tanks all set up. The Stalker's gathering. So you're gonna see Trigger's army back into the middle of the map as well. So also just coming across there initially. One-man upgrades and Roach speed building by. The Infestors and Roaches continue to come across. I'm just gonna see the Stalkers getting up to that realm, taking the Watchtower for a couple moments. Oracle drops a little revelation down. See the rest of the Stalkers moving back over. And we get internet servered again.
Game paused.
We could try regame and just rehost it from replay. Sometimes it jumping out and in just helps as well. So we could maybe try that if nothing else is working here. Yeah, only every moment. I mean, like I said, sometimes when it's the server, you can't really do much about the server. Yeah, we can, this is my best suggestion in terms of actively doing something to try and fix it. Otherwise, I don't really know. Can you recover replay in 2v2? I've never actually thought about that. I presume you can? But now, I don't know. Alright, let's, we're about to find out apparently, so... there is a recover game option. You have to drop all the invites out manually. Apparently it's just Central West works fine. Classic. Classic situation. The better server works worse. So yeah, that's a good one. Okay, give me a moment. Just work on inviting everyone. Takes a moment. We have to do it all manually because people bug out if they join a replay from a friends list and other methods. So give us a few. Slowly getting everyone in here. Alright guys, try and get this recovered. Just a little bit of a hiccup in the TV2 right now. And try and get this back on track. Alright, let's try ready checkup. And see what happens. Let's trigger Serel. Showtime. Let's go, go, go. Alright, let's give this an attempt and see if it's any better, guys. It might have swapped to west because my natural server is apparently west on NA, so maybe if it's just west, it's just going to be fine. And everyone will have to play with a bit more ping. I don't really have a good solution. So yeah, when you recover game, it does this, just to show you guys in case you're not aware. Basically, we get this screen after loading into the replay, and it's just basically playing through the replay at 8x speed. So about a minute or so, and then it'll have loaded. Once it's loaded, we can just recover the game and resume from exactly where we're at. So we'll be doing that. And we can get resumed in a second, hopefully. Just over halfway done on the loading bar. And then we can go, go, go. Go, go, go. Alright. Are we back in? Yes, we are. And it's on West anyway. Alright, Trigger and Serel say go, go. HeroMarine says go, go. So it should be fixed no matter what because we actually went to West. So it'll just be on West now and that should fix it. Not ideal, but better than hanging around forever and not knowing what's going on or anything like that. So, where are we at? I can't even really remember. We got Army from Showtime. We got HeroMarine. So Stalker's out currently from Showtime. HeroMarine is currently on an army that's moving across with him, but the Stalkers from Trigger jumping over here. Going to be a bit of an annoyance to deal with. They're actually going to continue to commit because a lot of Trigger's units are over here, so they might be able to jump on Serel and really put some pain on Serel while only losing a few workers yourself. They are setting up a siege on the other side of the map. The Medivacs will go to drop in. The Stalkers could obviously blink up here from Showtime as well to really make this a powerful position. So Serel's going to start losing one of his main bases. Like I say, Showtime and HeroMarine together, gathering up to kind of push Trigger back. It's a lot of Roach Ravager Infesta. As now Serel pauses. Flag? Question mark? Oh, yeah, I love that for us. The classic, the classic ping on ping fight. Yeah, what Showtime says is the reality. The NA server just sucks. It's actually just getting really bad. Oh, I don't really have a good solution, honestly, right now. I do not really have a good solution at all. I mean, 900 ping usually suggests that usually ping comes back down, whereas the thing that Showtime's having is like something that doesn't show in ping, so maybe the ping just comes back down. I don't really know what we do, honestly. Like, it just sucks. So we're going to do some ping checks. Is this just for customs? You don't have any issues with NA server ladder? I don't know. I've not heard about European. No one ladders from Europe or Korea on NA. So, all right, seems to be working. Let's try this again. Go. And we try this once more. Serel was coming in with the Roach Ravager Infested to come push this back, or at least try to. We're going to lose the base. How much do we get here? I mean, the tanks are going to be able to cover a lot of that Roach Ravager army and kind of shell away at it in a big way, so that's a pretty big deal. And Stalker's trying to intercept some units as Trigger continues to just play more toward the middle of the map, and again, catching some of those units from HeroMarine and Showtime. Supplies are in a fun place. HeroMarine and Showtime level at 150. Trigger not far behind. Serel a little ahead, but playing a Roach-heavy army, so his supply gets a little bloated from that. Feels like a pretty reasonable game for everybody at the moment. Love the tank up on that high ground there. Those high ground watchtowers are actually very fun to play around. Is obviously Storm, big factor here. HeroMarine has to step away from that initial Storm just for now. Tanks are going to get re-siege for a couple of moments. It's going to have the 2-2 upgrades and the vehicle weapons coming through as well. Tank's going to see a jump Stalker's blink to the high ground. Just trying to get a little bit more done. Another Storm coming down. The siege tank is going to get caught right away. He just continues to move into position. Roach, Ravager, Infester are going to come through. Fungal Growth goes down onto a bunch of those units. Stalker's coming across. Actually, an interesting blink. Puts you in a bit of an awkward position. Lots of Storms, lots of Fungals. Fungals and Storms combined is obviously a pretty nasty combo. The Serral army is continuing to chase forward. It's Serral that's just maxed out, and his Roach Ravager seems to be overwhelming. The Infestors keep landing Fungal after Fungal. That is just a delivery in this game. Looking great as Serral chases forwards and looks to get us out of this NA server to get back to Europe to play some PvP before any more issues come about. I mean, overall, Trigger supply is still down a little bit. The issue right now that HeroMarine and Showtime, I think, are having is that they're a bit split up. Like, Showtime, yeah, Stalker's over here. Finally just going to drop a recall to bring them back home and to reset them a little bit. But, yeah, it does feel as though we're going to have ourselves a very big advantage with Serral and Trigger coming out of this, because Trigger now laps Showtime in supply. Serral still max. Roach Ravager, sure, but has good support to it. He's on his way to a Lurker Den. He's on his way to a Burrow upgrade. +2 Carapace upgrade as well. A couple of Queens are still building through. Again, Zeldstalker just going to be there. A couple of Corrosive Vials coming down. Just going to go a bit shy of everything else. Those few Infestors join up. Just going to be seeing the rest of the Zeldstalker force gathering together as well, currently. Well, we see ourselves another scan just going to come through over there. You know, just going to be seeing this army pushing through. A couple Storms onto the mineral line is not exactly going to be great for Showtime. Again, more damage being taken in a world where he needs to try and minimize damage being taken, unfortunately. This keeps him in a bit of an awkward spot for now as we come back around. Fire pushing through. There's lots of the Immortals gathering up together. A few Stalkers there. Could have been maybe a Fungal. Another Storm into the main base mineral line. Gets quite a few probes. HeroMarine gets maxed out as well now, though, so HeroMarine supply has slowly just been kind of creeping up there, now maxed, and looking to push forward. Again, those Roaches just going to be peeling away too. Getting out of that. Prism still moving about. And if you see these mine into that mineral line, the army is still chasing about. The Bio Force is coming back the other way. Chased in, a couple of Fungals coming down. Storm still landing onto a bunch of the Marines. The rest of those units coming back across. A couple of these Roaches getting caught once more. Roaches will just burrow once again. Medevac's going to boost down into the main base. Just going to see the prism around that upper left-hand side as well. Trying to see what else is going on here. Can we keep the damage going? I'm impressed by how much Trigger did with that prism. He's been very aggressive. HeroMarine into the main. Going to get fungled. So he will lose a lot of these units. He tries to fight his way out of this. Corrosive Bowels to try and capitalize on the Medevacs. Medevacs at least will slip out of here and will not cause too many more issues. Lots of storms again coming into the front of this army. Trigger softening up everything else. And you just see these armies continue to stare each other down kind of towards the center of the map. I mean, we're getting to a very fun place now. Now HeroMarine lost a bunch of supply, and the DTs are going to help a lot with that as Trigger comes in to be an absolute nuisance. Serel maxed out, Trigger maxed out. HeroMarine supply definitely hurting in this. We kill another Prism, so a little bit more of a harassing option going down and away here. A couple of Zelds will get picked away at. The Lurkers will burrow. And in we go. Sentry pops up the Guardian Shield. Army still pushing through. Another Storm coming down. Fungal Growth comes down. A couple of Zelds getting caught. Ghost as well, man. The Fungals have been great all game. Like, the Fungals have really been amazing. Now backed up by Lurkers as well. We don't really have a great answer to Lurkers outside of, what, just Ghosts and Snipes? So we really don't have... I don't know if we have a great answer to this. I mean, I guess the Immortal count is decent, but how are you ever getting to those Lurkers? Like, you got to go through the rest of this army to reach the Lurkers, which are then just hitting you from the back lines, making this extremely difficult. Storms keep coming through, Corrosive Bowels keep coming down. A few Ghosts still sniping away. Fungal Growth coming down as well. Is this enough for Showtime and HeroMarine? I don't think so. Showtime supply has been plummeting. Now it's sub 100. These last few units of Trigger and Serel are going to try and hold this position. Can we actually push through these Lurkers? I don't think so. Extra Zealots showing up. The Lurkers, a few of them still going to be kept alive. That one Immortal left from Showtime. He's down to 55 supplies. I think he's just going to be in too much trouble. And it looks as though we're going to get to a 4-2 advantage for Basilisk from a 2-0 start from the Musketeers. Basilisk are bringing it all the way back. All the way back. Jesus HeroMarine and Showtime going to agree with him on that one. Serel and Trigger going to move up to a 4-2 lead for Basilisk with the 2v2 victory. Well, we are going to hop to Europe, guys, so hopefully less server issues for this next one. We'll hop to Europe and get ready to go into the second Goblin Showtime game. It's been a couple hours since they first played, and they'll play again now. And again, Villains of SC2 versus No Ace Jin come up after this as well, guys. Going to be actually some fun games there. Expecting that one to be an entertaining series as well, as we have Goblin Showtime going to be played on Celestial. Funky map for the PvP. If Showtime wins this, we go to a 4-3 scoreline, and then it's Serral Classic, and Classic has a chance to force an ace match. It seems like the only way that the Musketeers win this, though, is that you would basically have to see Serral losing the Classic 0-3 on the day. Like, Classic would have to win this, and probably a Serral Classic ace match would have to go Classic's way as well. Classic already beat Serral once, but how many times can you really do that in a day? It's difficult. It's definitely a little bit difficult. Alright, just getting lots of people in this lobby, guys. Taking a moment. Takes a few moments for everyone to hop servers and everything, but otherwise we're going to go, go, go. Alright, move Classic down. Where's Showtime at? Lobby already? Not yet. Alright, just waiting for Showtime, guys. In a must-win game to keep the Musketeers in the winner's bracket. Otherwise, Basilisk are going to be going to the upper bracket final. That will be played as the opening match on Sunday, just as a reminder. Alright, if our players are ready, we can kick this off, guys. Everyone's in the lobby at least, so we just need the players to say that we are good to go. We'll be able to kick this off. Ready, says Goblin. Ready, says Showtime. And so 1v1, so I don't need to look for... I'm waiting for other people to say ready. I'm like, actually, that's not necessary. It's just not needed. Isn't that lovely? Alright, let's jump into Celestial here. Let's get this on the way and see what will happen. In the top right-hand side has the chance to close the series out. It is Goblin. He can just get this map win against Showtime, who is in the bottom left. Our Blue Protoss player obviously then a must win for Showtime in this situation as we get this on the way. Alright, big game. Like I say, must win for Showtime. Winning this series after losing both 2v2s is going to be tough, because it basically means, like I say, Serel would have to probably go like 0-3 on the day to give Musketeers the opportunity to win this, which is, like I say, is very difficult to imagine. There's going to be some probe moving about. A couple of gates of the assimilator coming around then. And get set up with that for a few moments. That's going to be having the couple of gates each, so very standard starting point here. It's a bit of a weird map because of the in-base expand. We'll see if anyone does anything about that. Well, Showtime doesn't have one pylon across the map already. He's looking to be a little bit aggressive. Cybercore's about to finish up. Probes on the way. Getting a lot of that into place already. Robo Facility starts from Showtime, so that's going to be what the proxy's for. Robo Facility starting there just initially. A couple of Depths making their way through. We'll see a couple Stalkers from Goblin initially as well. Again, Goblin lost the initial match of the day to Showtime. His redemption time now, perhaps, win this and close the series out already. Prober's going to nibble. Pylon will take some damage. I'm just going to be seeing the probe coming back across. A couple Stalkers gather through. Again, the Robo Facility's coming about here initially, as he got the Adepts going to shade over. And we got that probe. A couple Stalkers going to fight. And Adepts going to take some shots. The Immortal still trying to boost it along, so Goblin knows what he's playing against. He's going to play an in-base Robo of his own defensively initially, so going to go there just for now. Stalker, second Stalker as well, going to continue to come across. That Adept still being chased away. Just going to have ourselves the Immortal popping out from the Robo. And yeah, that Robo from Goblin going to be finishing up in a moment. A couple more Stalkers coming through. The Warp Gate's still building. We got a lot of that coming about right now. But yeah, Stalker getting caught, and such a nice force field initially is Goblin. Is now going to get trapped in by this Immortal, which can absolutely take down one Stalker and make it two, I think, absolutely guaranteed. We try and body block. It's not going to be good enough, and Goblin just loses a bunch of units. That's terrible for him as Showtime taking a serious edge in this game. On the back of that, 41 to 33 supply currently. It's definitely going to be in a much better spot because of this. A couple sentries still coming through. The Prism still coming up. A couple extra sentries get warped in, moving across. Now the Stalker's coming back around on that right side. Prism still moving. And Showtime going to get ready to go. Obviously, just a bunch of units less for Goblin to work with here makes this so very difficult for him. And it's going to be pretty tough to handle as the Prism comes back across, and we try to see what else is going to happen. I say, yeah, jump into the in base could be interesting, but also risky as well. And there's still a ramp up into the main, right? If your opponent knows what you're doing, then it can go wrong very quickly. And Station moving through, the Immortals gathering up again, the Nexus is on the way. Just have the panel at the front going down. A couple of gates going to get depowered. Now the two Immortals, the Stalkers is going to keep on shooting. That Wolf Gate still taking damage. It's going to fall, so we get rid of one. Good start from Showtime. We see the in-base from Goblin. Showtime's going to build a Stargate. Interesting. I'm going to continue to push up this ramp and just, again, utilize the Prism to his advantage right here. There is a Prism from Goblin, but it's out on the other side, right? So not over here defensively as this gateway is still taking damage. A couple of Immortals stepping through. We jump to the low ground. Prism does save the Immortal that's low. Loses a sentry, though. I say the force field from Showtime decent, but maybe could have done more. The gateway gets saved as well, by the way. As like I said, the Prism from Goblin was across the map, and now it's going to start stepping forward. See what we can do. Phoenix is going to get chronoed, the Prism stepping about. And Nexus on the way. Just going to have our gateway still coming up, the Observer and the Probe still coming online. Continue bringing that through at the moment. Phoenix is going to hit the Prism, force the recall, so that's one of the benefits of the Phoenix is that you don't have to worry about the Prism long term. Goblin now has this expand up on the in-base, though. Showtime's going to take the better expansion out on the map. I mean, I guess this is fine for Showtime as long as, you know, he is going to basically have the expand versus the expand, but he's down a few probes. Eventually, it's going to be a lot better for him. Immortal's still shooting, a couple probes still taking damage. We are going to be seeing this pylon going to get grabbed, so Showtime making use of the fact that his Prism cannot be stopped. No Phoenix from Goblin to kind of stop him from moving about here, there, or wherever. A few more Stalkers coming around then just for a little bit. And just Showtime, I still think definitely taking an edge here. Like, yeah, okay, expanded later, but he's going to have the better expansion at the end of the day. So I definitely think that's already kind of, you know, one thing to take, you know, note of here, basically. We see the Immortal still fighting back. A couple Stalkers are going to go pinging. We are going to see supply blocks across the board. The little facility will also be cleaned out here. The Stalkers getting lifted again. He's just trying to hold out for a little bit. Showtime just kind of bullying with the Phoenix, actually even chasing into the main. There's not a lot of anti-airs, just draining batteries, hitting the Prism. And these two Immortals just working on the Nexus, so that's one way for Showtime to kind of guarantee this to kind of work out for him in the long run right now. Just continue to work on that, and so far so good. We're not going to see the Phoenix back around in the center. We keep building those Phoenix as well. They're such a potent unit at this point in the game. If you can get away with having them, they're actually just, they're very solid. They do a lot for you. They can really, you know, succeed in a lot of different ways. A couple of units going to be there. The Phoenix get pushed back the other side once more as mentioned, and things will settle down. Twilight Council, Nexus, all building up still. The gateway on the way through. A couple of simulators coming about also. And into place for now. All those units gather together. We are going to see this Phoenix, of course, again, just catching the Prism as well as Goblin, unable to succeed. And down on the bottom side there as well. Another loss for him initially. Initiative just moves over as well. What are we going to do from here? And Goblin's going to start pushing. The army supplies are still similar, so this might be Goblin's best effort, but the issue is going to be is that obviously these Phoenix can just take some of the key units out of the fight for Goblin and basically just give Showtime a pretty ridiculous edge. Goblin has to go. I mean, he's actually going to throw a third base down at home, so maybe he doesn't have to go. But his third is significantly later. It feels as though if he just backs off here, he just ends up putting himself further and further behind. So, like I say, I kind of feel like he probably just has to go for this. Stalker the Mole is going to shoot. A couple of lifts coming about. We actually get a kill on the third base of Showtime, so that's definitely a W, but now does Showtime just come across the map and fight you? That's absolutely a possibility here as well. And Phoenix only getting a handful of probes. Getting pushed back otherwise. Nexus charge. Sentry continue to come through. And we just have ourselves the rest of these units heading up to the top. I'm just going to be gathering together right now. Again, Blink still building up. The Observer on the way. Couple probes and that Nexus coming about, as well as the Forge coming online as well. So just bringing a lot of that up. Archon still coming through here. The Blink coming over. Going to be seeing again that charge coming about, the probes on the way through, the Forge and the Nexus continues to get going. Let's see those Phoenix still going in after those probes, so a few more probes going down. Still just going to be hitting those Phoenix. Showtime 126 to Goblin's 105 supply currently. Temple Archives building for Showtime as well. Stalkers get underneath. Hallucination goes down. Showtime just ahead in workers. 16 probes ahead. Getting his charge up. So he's going to kind of match Goblin on the charge, and he's going to take an advantage with the +1 attack upgrade that's coming through at the same time. Archon and the Immortal both still kind of building across. A couple of more just going to sit in that in base. Yeah, the rest of this army, Solid Stalker, Archon, etc. Going through too. Soldiers just getting set up here. A couple of Stalkers going to get in. Just going to get the Phoenix caught and grabbed for a couple of moments. That charge still coming by. Yeah, Mortal and the +1 attack upgrade building up, and like I say, I wonder if Showtime goes with +1 or if he's happy just to sit back. Goblin's the one that's moving on the map again. The issue I still have for Goblin is kind of the same as it's been all game. He's still working on the in-base expand, which is more of a half base than a full base. So you're just constantly kind of still behind half a base, even if this is 3 versus 3. So especially if Showtime expands to a 4th, it is maybe on Goblin to be the one out on the map and making something happen, which is what he's trying to do right now. Zealots and Archons charge over. A couple of Immortals are going to stand and try and fight. Archon still pushing up here. A couple of Immortals taking damage. A few more Zealots warping in. We are going to go back and forth as the extra units of Goblin still looking to push on forward in the next couple of moments. A few Phoenix are going to step in as well. A few shots coming about with that. Archon gets caught. The other couple of Archons coming through as well. Showtime's holding on, and the supply lead is growing 101 to 72 army supply alone. Never mind the worker lead, never mind the upgrade timing lead. So many things here just going right for Showtime, basically. As, yeah, the Immortal and the couple of gates will continue about. Those probes still continuing through as well. As Showtime maxes, I imagine he does attack. Especially as Goblin is expanding to like a more exposed base. Showtime will have a much better opportunity to kind of really attack into a position than he's had in the previous points of this game. Because Celestial is naturally a very defensive kind of map, so able to kind of bring that through a little bit as well. Big push in. Showtime sets up the way we thought he would. And yeah, the Phoenix is still getting involved as well. 3 Maulers up in the sky. Nothing to stop the Phoenix. I mean, absolute MVPs of this game, these Phoenix. Stargate was a great call, and Showtime utilized it very well to keep the Musketeers in there. It's going to go to a 3-4 scoreline. And it does come down to a Serral Classic Game 2 to decide whether or not we go to an ace match, guys. So, going to hop on over to NA. And get ready for Serel versus Classic on the Ace. Now this started off on West, so it's going to be Central for this game. So it will be Serel's server advantage, so it was West. No. No, sorry, it actually goes the other way. It was Central, West, Central, West. So it's actually going to be West for Serel and Classic. Game 2 on Old Republic as well. Interesting map for this. Set to go. Yeah, makes sense. Alrighty. Get everyone in. It'll take a couple of moments to get this ready to go, guys. WardiTV Team League playoffs off to a banger of a start. Lots of back and forth in this one already. We'll run some ads while we get everyone into the lobby as well. Get it set for this in just a few moments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've had 10 casters before today. 10 casters seems good to me. Serel says go, go. Classic says go, go. Everyone is set. Let's go, go. Into game number 8 of this best of 9. Serel with a win will send his team to the upper bracket final. Keep saying grand final. The upper bracket final. Classic with a win forces an ace match. As we get ready to go, the ace match would be on 10,000 feet, and it would be Basilisk's server advantage on 10,000 feet as well. So things to keep in mind. If we get there, first we got to get there. As in the top right-hand side, the Blue Zerg player lost in the earlier game. Can he bring it back on this one? Serel is our Blue Zerg in the top right of Old Republic. Game number 8 of this best of 9. Bottom left, Classic. Our Red Protoss player here. It's going to be seen if he can force the ace or not. Pylon simulator coming through, the probe coming up. Pantry is coming on through. See where we go. For this one. What's up, BBB dude? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 58-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Very much indeed. The next comes in, gate comes up, Hatchcast and Pool getting going. The next few moments. I was gonna see how Probe is gonna go and scout up Classic. I want to see a big glaive attack earlier, so you kind of wonder what the setting is gonna be from him on this one. What is his choice to kind of set us off and get this underway? What sort of approach will he make here? There's the Lings and the Queens and the Ling Speed all coming through. A couple Queens, a couple Lings, all coming about. Couple Lings is gonna go with that probe for a couple of moments. So okay, the couple probes continue to come about. It's gonna be seeing the hatchery and the queen coming through. The Ling Speed still building. Oh, what's up, Cake Machine? How you doing as well? Thank you so much for the 22-month resub. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for priming us up. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Eventually, Lings just get in, and actually already these probes having a little bit of an issue, so also about to have Ling speed, so these Lings could actually still be annoying, although there's the Oracle. Do we get the other probe? We do, so we make it 2 probes. Going to run to the corner to waste a little bit more Oracle energy as well, of course. And there you go. Lings get over. Just going to be seeing the Adept here. Going to go for a couple of dronies, so a couple of those drones getting picked up. Going to lose one, the other stays alive as the Adept falls. And Classic just throws a 3rd base down. Not really looking to see what the follow-up's going to be just yet. Next few moments we'll maybe find out more. Twilight Council comes in. But I feel as though, like I say, from just kind of a gut feeling as well, I feel as though this one might be a bit more standard than what we saw in the last effort. Oracle still on the move then, just for now. Moving back up that right side. A few drones are going to transfer across here as well. Twilight Council building, Forge on the way. Oracle's going after a couple more of those drones for a few moments, and again, just going to find a creep team off to the side. Queen still gathering. So far, so good. Nexus sets up, and again, just going to see the couple gates and the Forge all coming about. The Lings back around on that bottom left side as well. Again, Lair, drones, Lings, Overlord continue to come about for a few moments. And Oracle is just going to get turned around by the sports. They got a couple drones, though. We're going to go back to the Glaives. Classic going to go Glaives and +1, so back to Glaives. This game Serel was already building a Roach Drone, which is a much better setup against Glaive Adepts than what we saw last time. One of the Orcs just went down, too, so a nice little catch from Serel as well with that Queen, able to get a nice grab and to clean up a little bit already, so that's a big plus as the Adepts are going to shade about. Oracle still moving back down to the bottom side here. And there's going to be, setting up some defensive stasis wards. Only one Oracle, so staying on the map aggressively is not going to find as much for you any longer. I don't hate the idea of maybe just throwing down some stasis wards and, like I say, setting up a bit of the defense. Although what's going to hit you soon? Probably just Lings, so maybe it's a bit early for stasis wards, but keeping the Oracle here, building energy to stasis ward a bit closer to the time of danger could absolutely just be, like I say, a very reasonable way to get this going. Well, both Stalkers are going to hit. The Overlord will go down. So Overlord gets cleaned up here initially. Again, the Hydrogen still coming through. Drones, Overlords, the Roach Speed building. A couple Stalkers pull back to fit the gap in the wall and make sure that these Lings will not be allowed access for the moment. One Stalker just going to poke at the Ling a couple moments, a bit more damage being dealt. Let's see, the Ling's going to gather about. Just going to be seeing the Adepts continue across. Let's see if there's Adepts still going to run around. Just going to be shading up. We have a few Hydras in the back here. Now Roach is starting to build, so at least we have the chance to build Roaches, unlike the first game that they played earlier. But these Adepts still get 5 drones pretty quickly. Going to shade to that high ground, going to commit there. So it's going to pull away. Again, like I say, Roaches on the way is going to help. A few Hydras help as well if they can stay out of reach of the Adepts. The Adepts hitting the hatchery means they're not actually putting any damage out on any units. However, more Adepts showing up, and Classic looking to get a little bit more done once again. And so running through, for more drones going down. Serral supply still holding on though. Like I say, he's just pumping units behind this. The Roach count growing, and he is going to clean up all of these Adepts, which is big as well, because that means a lot of Classics unit production early is now taken out. He actually has a bunch of Adepts back over here, and I mean, they're going to share on the map to be annoying again, perhaps, but they're not going to add much in a straight-up fight. Not once there's a Roach front line in this game, and that's definitely what we're going to from Serral from here on out. +1 missiles and Roach speed in production. He's going to get 10 more drones, though, and the Infestation Pit. And we'll let this game get set up into a little bit of a later stage here as we continue through. Adept's going to shade. Or threaten to shade. They'll not go for it, though. They find a Queen over on the right side base. This is a 5th, by the way. It's not even a 4th, but a 5th over here from Serral. That the Queen gets killed on. Just going to be seeing the Adepts shading back once again. Back down the bottom side again. A few Stalkers continuing through. Another Stalker warping in. Storm +2 coming up at the moment. Blink still on the way in as well. A lot of Roach Hydra joining up into the middle of the map. Let's go. Hogman's about to complete. Roach Speed, Storm coming online as well. So again, we get the rest of that built up already. Hydra Force just coming across and just going to see the Adept's going to be there too. Again, be a little bit of a nuisance. Again, just trying to make something of these Adepts. You already have them, so you may as well get something out of them. So I was going to start building up the Lurkaden and the Hive, so you can see his real intention is to get this into the later stages. Then he's not too interested in letting this go early. Hey, Serel and Classic in a late game. We've seen that before. They've played some very long games in the past, so... I'm not saying that this is guaranteed to go super long, but definitely have that possibility of fastening your seatbelts and getting on for this ride, guys, because it might be, it has the possibility to be a long one. The Lings Roaches going to get there to clean up the Adept, the Prism, building from Classic, again, Hive, Lurkaden, all building through. Overlord Speed coming up, plus 2 missiles coming up as well, and the Stalker's going to chase down a few of those Roaches still, so getting a few more kills right off the bat. Stalkers get underneath, they'll kill off that Overlord, and the Ling Hydra Roach army is still going to come pushing along already. These Lings chasing after those Stalkers, the High Templars show up as well. The teams begin to go down, the Lurkers get burrowed, Hydra's going to be there, the Stalkers take some damage. Just having the couple of Storms going to come into place. So we'll just back away from those and burrows the Lurkers, but doesn't move in aggressively, or it doesn't really do anything. He was also threatening a little bit of pressure on the other side of the map, but nothing's come of it just yet. A couple of Adepts here at least, though. Do get some drones, so that's again nice. So I'll maintain a good supply count. And now Classic on his way to that Fleet Beacon and the 2nd and 3rd Stargate, so you can start really accelerating into the air kind of toss, or the sky toss kind of play. The proper answer to these Lurkers is essentially going to be to get a bunch of Tempests up and to kind of go from there. One Lurker at the front gets taken down, the Storm comes in, the Lurkers have to pull back already. Cells do not have charge, by the way. They are going to have charge soon, but not yet. It's a slow waddle down the bottom side of the map for them until they get it, to start trying to harass some of these external bases of Serel around the edges of Old Republic. Now, Adrenal Glands is about to finish, plus 2 missiles, melee upgrade, all coming across. The Stalkers get rid of a couple more Crypt Tumors here already. Lings and Lurkers on the left side coming through, a bunch of Lings going down. The Lurkers jump on top of these Stalkers. The High Templar, most importantly, are in trouble. A lot of them are going to go down. The Roach is just going to chase through the Storms and just going to go for every single High Templar here. The Classic supply does plummet in this scenario, plus it was a lot of expensive units too, so it's not easily rebuilt. It's not like you just lost a chunk of Zealots that you spams back out with a couple of Warping cycles. Not in the slightest, as Zealots over here talking about those are going to be met by some resistance. Serel getting his defense online and getting into a better and better place. Spire about to be done. Serel probably wants to try and trade right now, and as he trades, replenish his units with kind of Corruptors, or replenish his army with Corruptors, and just kind of make that kind of switch now because the Tempests are coming out and he's got that Spire available. Ultra Cavern, Greater Spire on the way too, so actually Greater Spire especially interesting. I thought he might just go straight into some upgrades for the air units, but no. Greater Spire and having that availability, a choice from Serel initially. So just pushing forward. Those High Templars again are just in trouble. They don't have the energy to really do the storms that are needed here, and Classic moments ago lost the right side base. Now he's going to lose this forward base. A bunch of these other probes just going to come pulling on forward. Just going to see these Lurkers staying in after this Nexus. And that is probably just going to do this, I think, because Serral's also killing off the base on the bottom side. And Classic is just in a world of trouble. He's got no splash damage left anymore, and that's obviously absolutely devastating. And I think that's going to be a big part of why GG has to get called here. Serel taking some of that. It was really that big fight. There was one fight that was just absolutely excellent. And that really set things off all the right ways for Serel, all the wrong ways for Classic. GG's, Serel and Basilisk go 5-3 over the Musketeers, who fall to the lower bracket to play Team Liquid. So the Musketeers play Team Liquid will be opening match tomorrow. For now, guys, we jump on over to Korea for our next series, which is going to be Percival Creator in Villains of SC2 against Noise Tuner. We'll be back in a couple moments. I'll see you guys in just a few. BRB. Alright guys, how we doing? Welcome back. Hope we're doing well. As we are getting ready to kick off into our next series. Percival and Creator. To start off, the Noes Jinair versus Villains of SC2 matchup. Winner of this plays Basilisk in the upper bracket finals. The loser drops down to play the Shopify Rebellion. As we get this all set to go. Just double checking Percival is ready, guys. Give me a second on that one. And I'll just do a bit of multitasking while we hop into the game. Get that sorted out. Get this going. What's up, Roddy? Thank you for the resub. 114. Ay. Crazy business. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And hope you enjoyed that first series of the day. Second match coming up now. As we get ready to send this into this game on Ruby Rock. Creator versus Percival. Let's get this started as we dive straight in. I'm just going to have ourselves a fresh best of 9. I actually think this is a really up in the air kind of series. I think this is a really fun one. I mean, Villains SC2 I think it's a very strong team, but don't count out the Noes Jinair boys. And in the bottom right side, the blue Terran player is Percival. Taking on, in the top left, the red Protoss player Creator. For game number 1 of this best of 9 series. Off and away we go. So we kick this off, we get this started, and get this underway and see what everyone is going to be getting up to. Thank you, by the way, we had a donation as well. Let me get to that as well very quickly, just while we're at the start of this. Give me 1 second, guys. I was AFK, so I didn't see it, and I just saw it pop up. Thank you so much. Pulsar SC2, WardiTV 2026, let's go. Thank you so much for the £2, mate. Appreciate the donation. Thanks for supporting. If you guys are enjoying the games today, then do consider supporting the stream in all of the ways that usually make sense to support the stream. And those being obviously the subs and the primes, and I mean obviously just liking and following and everything as well. All of that also just helps. So yeah, check all of that out. We appreciate if you enjoy that you support. And yeah, let's get into more of these games though. Let's get into this best of 9 properly and see exactly what goes down, exactly what happens, and to make our way through these early stages. Next is already down into place. Cybercore and the Pylon coming across as well. It's going to get that underway for a few moments. Is building on the barracks, just going to bring that through. Command's going to drop it down into place, and again we just got a SCV coming through as well, so again we got a lot of just little bits and pieces coming online for now. A probe of Creator coming around that bottom side of the map as well. Command's in the building, Marine and the SCV coming online, and away we go. So that probe heading down to the bottom, and we got an expansion from both as well, so nothing too crazy to start off this TVP between two guys that actually, I mean, if I had to pick a best of 3 between these guys, I'd kind of find it hard to guess who wins. So I actually think it's a very cool opening game. As you saw in the last series already, you know, there's a lot of kind of importance in just individual games. I mean, if either of those HeroMarine trigger or either of those 2v2s go the other way, we're in an ace match right now. So every single map matters in these series. And yeah, I feel like this is one of those ones that can go any which way, which maybe puts a bit more importance on the side of Creator to kind of get the win. Because if you think that maybe Villains are kind of the favorites overall, you know, if you compare the players Solar Rogue, I think I prefer Solar. MaxPax SOS, probably pick MaxPax as being stronger. You put Creator and Percival against each other, maybe Creator needs to get the win here to make up for some of the strengths of Villains' other players. So we will see kind of how that plays and how that goes and all the rest of it as we get into it all. I'm just going to be seeing the starport, the SCVs, the Marines all coming about. And yeah, I'm just going to have that adept. Trying to be annoying, but we lost 3 probes to the Reaper. That's not great. I have done a little bit of inspecting over on the side of these guys in their history. The last 2 times they met, February, 2-1 to Percival, both of those meetings. The rest of the times they met this year, Creator won 1-0 and then 4-2. So pretty back and forth. In the 2025 championship as well of WardiTV, Percival did beat Creator 2-0 in a qualifier, so generally speaking, it is going pretty back and forth between these two in close games and in close matches, so really could expect like I say, like I was saying already, just the stats or the information backs up what I'm saying. Just going to see the Stalker punching the Hellion. I see a couple Stalkers going to be there. Hellion's going to get blasted a little bit. So the Hellion will take some damage, getting pushed around. And the Hellion comes through, just going to step about. We have an observer chilling out overhead then, so it's just going to be coming through. That blink is going to be finishing in a couple of moments. The Raven heads around on the left-hand side to try and see what else is going on. Just try to see what we get up to with this. That blink is going to finish. The charge is on the way. A couple probes on the next coming about. Stalker going to be there as the SCV comes about as well. Just going to be seeing a couple Stalkers getting underneath the Raven, and it's going to be going down. So the Raven falls. Does drop an auto turret down. The rest of the Stalkers coming off as well, coming out in about for a few moments, and just able to now maybe go across the map in peace without that Raven harassing them. Only 3 probes killed, and that was from the Reapers, remember, so the rest of this has not really been too successful in burst. Well, losing the Raven sucks, because it's really something that can just stay there for so long in the game if you kind of control it correctly and put it in the right place. So it going down really does, I think, open just so many of the doors for the Protoss. We just salvaged a bunker, by the way, which might still be fine. We've got a decent amount of defense up right now, but I'd rather have 2 bunkers than 1 when your opponent's about to get aggressive. That tank goes down very quickly. We killed 1 Stalker pretty swiftly, and then Prez is going to step away. So pretty few, very low losses to get rid of a tank. Start opening up this defense a little bit, and this is where now a second bunker feels good, because then you still have the second bunker of defense available to you in a situation like this where you've already lost the the first bit of defense in terms of that first tank going down. So, couple sentries gathered together. Stimpack, Combat Shield, and the +1 coming through. Medivacs, Marines, Marauders still coming up. Factory drops down onto the reactor as well. And we do have the little bit of Bioforce trying to fight through against a couple of those Stalkers. Tank still settling at the front as well. Marines and Medivacs building through. Combat Shield, Concussive Shells, attack upgrade, continuing to play. Just got that charge. A few more seconds from being done. Just going to step forward. A couple of these Stalkers still getting grabbed. A nice little step up from Percival. He's about to have a lot more of the bio upgrade, so is he gonna... I mean, he's got a 3rd CCs. He's not gonna full send or anything like that, but definitely a moment right now where you can see he's got a bit of a push going across the map. Prism, yeah, not enough anti-air here to take this down, so Percival's gonna take a lot of damage. Now he maybe does need to kind of really commit across the map a bit more, but at least you're not gonna have a Zealot warping into your face while attacking, so that's a big positive. And there's not too many Zealots over there, so Kra's going to do a lot of damage, yes, but does it leave the door open for Percival to deal some kind of damage over here? I actually think no. What I'm seeing from Percival is just not looking scary enough. 2 Vikings got into the prison. We're going to get a few more Zealots warped in. Not sure if I love that. Rather, at this point, you've done tons of damage. Let's just ensure we get a defense back at home. Let's spend our warp-ins over here rather than continue to try and do more over in the main base or something. You can see that bio gathering up. Stalker going to shoot. Medivac taking shots. Stalker blinks back a little. Immortal still building by. The 3 extra Zealots coming into place. 7 of them coming up at the moment. So 7 Zealots on the way by. Just going to see a couple of Medivacs coming through. Yeah, the Medivacs go moving around then. Again, the armor upgrade coming in. A couple of Widow Mines are coming up. Got a lot of this settling in still. Again, Bioun's gathered, just gonna see the Medivacs coming through for a couple moments. Just gonna see the Bio jumping through, a couple Stalkers, gonna be getting hit already. The Orbital stepping forward as well, the rest of these units coming about. Zealot Stalkers coming across here for a couple of moments, so we make some moves right now. We're gonna be having the Fire Force just pushing forward. A couple of Zealots are going to gather up, and we are going to have... Is Bio Army going to start firing? A couple of those Zealots go down initially. Creator supply 142 to Percival's 119. It's going to see a few more force fields dropping straight into place. Now these Zealots getting caught. The Medevac's going to load up and just pull back a little further. Get behind those force fields. Creator trying to take advantage here, just pushing across, but he will not get too far forward. Not just yet. And then the Bio and the Medevacs continue to gather on in. Just settle ourselves up. Probes move back through. High Templar, a couple more Zealots, the Storm. Continue to build. That is where we sit at for now. Hobbs is stepping in for a moment. Obviously keeping an eye on things, seeing Creator as soon as that army moves away, the Stork will step up. And just utilizing that vision nicely to come in, get a Widowmine kill. A couple other units, obviously you have that blink back available, so you don't lose anything in this process, but you do gain whatever you can target down, so we're able to get some damage just for the moment. And again, Storm coming up, the Immortal on the way out. A couple of those Zealots still continuing by, as we are going to be seeing the Bio pulling back again. Just going to keep on fighting, a bunch of those Zealots still taking damage. Creator is overwhelming though, he is seeming like he has enough, and Kronos from Noes Jenner is getting them off to the start they probably need if they want a chance of taking down the villains of SC2 today. Some good storms. I think Percival's just too far gone in this, and Creator does take the opening game of this best of 9. Alright, so Creator opens up strong, and now we swap on over to the NA server, where we'll be playing MaxPax versus SOS for a little bit of PvP. So we swap on over to America. The villains are the highest seed here, so they will start with server advantage, meaning we're going to go central for this game, and then it'll be west for MaxPax versus Rogue in Series 4, or in Game 4. We come back to Korea later on, by the way. Percival Creator play map 5 of this series before more TV2, and Solo comes out finally for maps 7 and 8, if we're still going at that point. For now, though, on to White Rabbit for MaxPax and SOS, a little cheeky bit of PvP mixed into this, and get this hosted. I said it was central. Yes, of course it is, because villains are the higher seed. And alas, down a game. A higher seed starts down a game for the second series in a row today. This moving around. Ready to go. For SOS and MaxPax. There's SOS. Which means we're looking for MaxPax, who is here. Perfect. Invite everyone in and get this ready to resume, guys. Get this ready to continue. Hey, what's up, Casamigo? 125 stream watch streak. Hell yeah, appreciate the dedication, man. WardiTV, best SC2 content around, love it. Appreciate you, thank you so much for the kind words, as we have got SOS and MaxPax both here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 casters, seems good to me. Hey, what's up, Jeff? How you doing as well? Thank you so much for the 64-month resub on the Prime. Fun Team League Day. Has been good, hasn't it? The first series was long, but in a good way. It's been a fun one. Let's see how we continue as we jump into MaxPax SOS. Game number 2 of this Best of 9 series. And we continue our way through this upper bracket semi-final. Alright. Not mind me, guys. Working my way to the game. We are going to go into the top right with our blue Protoss player from Noes Jenner, who has the lead in the series thanks to Creator's performance in that opening PvT. SOS will be in the upper right-hand side. He takes on MaxPax, representing the villains of SC2. Percival, MaxPax, and Solo making up that squad as we get this one underway. Alright, so we start this up, we get this going. Couple gates coming through, probes on the way. Get this set to rumble. One chrono boost on the Nexus there, bringing that about. And yeah, gates, assimilators coming by. Probes in production so far. So good. We get another assimilator into place there as well. No surprises just yet. Double gas from both the players, double gates from both the players. Everything really kind of lining up to be like, hey, look, it's a PvP build. So PvP across the board just initially, and we do have ourselves the, another couple of probes coming about right now. Would you rather fight one Ultralisk-sized drone or 100 drone-sized Ultralisks? Pretty sure I'd rather not fight any of them. Pretty sure we're doomed either way. Ultras are massive, so the drone could just squash me. And drones are still pretty big, so a bunch of drone Ultras biting you probably still chomps you to bits. Can I just veto fighting? You take the one drone to make your death quicker. Probably right, because then at least you just get stomped and it's fine. At least you just get crushed to death by the drone's little nibble instead of just being bitten like 1,000 times. Probably the better choice. The better choice if you're just presuming there's going to be a negative outcome no matter what, I guess. Stargate building, couple stalkers in the sentry coming up, so you're going to see MaxPax making the expansion. So 2 gates into the expand off the Stargate, and we are going to have 3 gates already up here from SOS with a forward gateway as well. So looking to, if he's going to do this, he needs to do this fast and be very, certain about it, because obviously MaxPax is setting up to be, playing defense. So you need to kind of catch him before he's ready to really play that defense. Catch him at his weakest, which is basically as soon as possible. More avoid rays that get out defensively. The worse is going to be for you as SOS, as this Adept keeps on spotting the lack of an expansion, so MaxPax keeps getting info. Pylon will block that Adept. Sentry and Adept will have a fight. And Adept will go down. And that means that we can now go across the other side. The Adept will have seen the Chrono Boost on the Warp Gate, though, so a little bit of information revealed there. Void Ray starts from MaxPax. He's definitely feeling something's up, but there's a Nexus from SOS as well. Now, the Oracle will see the Nexus soon, so you'll get some confirmation that that Nexus is in fact in place, so you're not going to be blind about the Nexus, or the expansion at least, so a little bit of a positive there, I suppose, initially. Almost, we do have good numbers right now, and we have only a single battery, but the battery doing its job at the moment. Stalkers just have to pull back manually. The Oracle not going to be able to do much as we focus over here. We have a force field available. And we are going to drop it down behind these units to stop them from stepping back. One more battery in the back just finished up as well, and the Void Ray is now done. Should be stepping forward any moment now to come and help this out. The Oracle getting turned around, but did kill 6 probes, so MaxPax doing some pretty decent damage initially here. The Stalkers keep turning. The Zealot taking a few more shots. Stalker taking a few hits as well. Void Ray, a couple extra Stalkers gathering in the skies and just getting together for the moment. Going to be seeing our Stalker still gathering. Just going to have the Void Ray, another Stalker warping through. Twilight Council, a couple extra probes coming about right now as you do get set to push up the front. Stalkers and a Sentry settle in here. I'm just going to get a bit more damage being done. Oracle's going to activate, and that's a bunch of probes going down once again. So MaxPax just finding value with this Oracle, if nothing else. I mean, SOS expanded, but his economy is still lacking because the Oracles have just done so much. And SOS, he had that one opportunity, I think, to really get something done. He just didn't get enough done with it while poking with those units at the front. He definitely didn't create an opportunity enough to kind of, run away with this game or anything. So, feeling pretty tough right there. The Oracle's still coming back around. We'll activate a couple more probes going down. Just seeing the probes keep dropping. I was just gonna say GG. This is going nowhere good for him. He's gonna tap out. MaxPax is gonna tie us up 1-1 in this best of 9. Kratos lead. It's sliced away at by the power of MaxPax's PvP. as it is going to be MaxPax and Percival coming in next with a 2v2 against Rogue and SOS playing on Rohana. Both of the upper bracket matches here, guys, are playing... both the upper bracket matches here are playing the same... map list. So every match in the same round basically plays the same match list. So when we go to lower bracket round 1 tomorrow, that'll be new maps from today, but both maps, or both the series and the start, will also play the same maps. So get this hosted up and we'll be going into the 2v2 in a moment. So just get everyone hosted in and get ready to go. Drop the lobby link down. Get this started. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Let me just start organizing the players. MaxPax, Rogue, MaxPax and Percival in the same spot already. Lovely. Just need SOS to join us here as well. Perfect. All right. Rogue is here. Just missing SOS. Get MaxPax to go orange, and we can hopefully just get SOS in here and be ready to go, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 casters. Perfecto. That part's looking good. Hi, 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 hi. Ready, GLHF says MaxPax. Ready says Percival. Just need SOS and Rogue to tell us that they're ready to go as well. We will break the currently tied 1-1 series with them 2v2. And then after this, we do see MaxPax against Rogue, RSL rematch. And then we also have Percival against Creator round 2. It's going to be kind of fun as well. So I actually think just a very good, very good set of games across the board. This is just a fun matchup, I think, across the board. Very fun. Very interested to see how it all plays out. And fortunately for us, we get to see how it all plays out because we just cast the games until they're done. So 1-1, tied up, game 3, starting right now. This one, of course, is going to be some 2v2. Getting this started as we speak. Starting up on Rohana. Like I said, 1-1 right now. Into game 3. In the bottom right corner, MaxPax and Percival are going to fight against SOS and Rogue as we get started in this third game. Get this underway. Got some indie cam action going. Been jumping between Indy and Inu, who've been obsing today. Shout out to those guys, obviously casting them themselves, but they're great observers. Keep still in their cameras for good reason. Shout out to everyone showing up and casting some of the WardiTV Team League today. Alright, so we get started up. Let's see what we're going to do. Let's see where this one takes us for a couple moments as we have just an initial probe scout. Obviously, this is a map that can get dangerous very quickly with the aggressive kind of pushes because of, again, the split bases, so that's always something to consider. Playing this probe around, still chasing the other probe for a couple of moments. Probe checks, just going to be seeing the SCV continue to come about right there. I'm just going to be having the probe stepping back. Everyone's expanding apart from SOS right now, who is on his way to a second gateway, probably expands eventually anyway. Unless they really team up to do something very aggressive in the next few moments. We're going back around, trying to see what else we can do. Yeah, Adept in the Warp Gate coming about, Stargate and the battery coming through, commencing the barracks coming up. We're not going to see the Stalker and the Adept going to go back and forth with each other. A few shots coming about. Just initially, Stalker will shoot. Adept takes some damage. A little grenade to pop the Stalker back. Nice little save from Percival to help MaxPax's Adept get out of here. Just initially. And yeah, I'm just going to be seeing a couple of Hellions are still moving on through as well. Again, a couple of those Hellions coming about. The Stalkers will shoot. The Adepts will take some damage. And we have the Reaper in the bunker. I'm going to fire a few shots in return as well. Just going to get a little bit more done. Lings and the Ling speed coming about. The 2 Hellions and the 2 Adepts with the bunker should really just be plenty to hold this off at first. I don't think there's anything. I mean, let's see, because Rogue is bringing Lings across the map. And he's still building some more Lings too, so maybe they do feel like there's an opportunity. I think that's where the Hellions are going to be massive, though. Having the Hellions to help with the Zerglings would be, you know, it just straight up is a big deal. Let's see, we're going to try and come in from all angles, and in we go. We could just ignore the bunker straight up and just chase. What's funny is that MaxPax doesn't have a lot of units here, so the battery is not going to do very much at all. I guess the probes will get kind of a bit of healing, but Ling's going to split between these 2 mineral lines, and Rogue and SOS start to look for some damage. Obviously, if you take a lot of damage here, yeah, okay, maybe you got a bit more economy to start out with anyway, but the problem is you get kind of pushed back away from a setup that was designed to be kind of expanding. And now we're going to lose power to these gateways as well, and the Stargate, by the way, so that's a massive loss from MaxPax. 1 Autosis pylon, power and everything on that high ground is going to be a disaster, and this Void Ray is not going to last forever either. I mean, the Void Ray is not exactly going to be great against the Lings anyway. I mean, now you just have the issue of Percival being very far away from his teammate's main to come and defend. If you step over there, bam, these units kind of get caught and punished. And yeah, Rogue and SOS not messing around, looking to retake the lead in this series for no ace. Jinnair, the Lings will get a wrap. They will get the Marauder. Tank is going to siege, going to go blast a few more Zerglings apart, go for a few more kills. But yeah, SOS and Rogue, full ferocity mode. MaxPax on 16 supply. I don't think Percival stabilizes this game at all. Maybe the tank stops this from ending right now, but MaxPax is going to lose his entire main. So yeah, I mean, maybe the tank probably stops it. Well, does it though? Because once the Lings just stream at the siege tank, it probably doesn't. The tank probably just dies. So actually, the reinforcing units from Rogue, and now MaxPax loses the Oracle as well. 1 stasis, caught a probe, nothing really too major. Well, MaxPax and Percival are going to have to say GG as this all went wrong. That defense fell apart. They're going to tap out to give No Ace Jinnair the lead of this series back. And so we do get that advantage back over to the side of No Ace Jinnair, just in time for MaxPax to play his second 1v1 game, which is going to be against Rogue on Mothership. We talked about Mothership being a big map, and it's definitely going to be true here as well. Maybe Rogue finds some fun ways to get feisty, though. So it was central for MaxPax SOS. It'll be west for MaxPax versus Rogue. So a couple of fast games in a row, guys. We'll just keep these games going without any ads, so we'll just get into this next one in a moment. Just as soon as everybody joins us in this lobby. There's Rogue. And now we just need MaxPax and a couple more casters to join us, and we will be off into map 4 of Best of 9, number 2 today. Can Rogue upset MaxPax a little bit and actually get himself a map win to push No Ace Jinnair further into the lead? It's a, obviously, you look at MaxPax Rogue. MaxPax absolutely dominated him in the recent meeting, 4-0. But I do think that, generally speaking, Rogue has a chance against MaxPax. Now, look at their history. In 2026, MaxPax 4-0, 2-0, 2-0. There was a 2-1 victory for Rogue. That was in the RSL group stage, funnily enough. It is tough. I mean, just no other way to really say it other than it's going to be difficult. Because I think MaxPax matched up very well against Rogue. I think he's very good against a lot of the aggression Rogue brings. Very intrigued to see what sort of style Rogue plays here on Mothership to try and, like I say, inch himself maybe a little bit ahead of MaxPax to give himself an opportunity. Let's see what happens. Kick this off. Mothership coming through in the next couple of moments. Kicking this off in a second. So we get Mothership into play. I'm going to bring this straight on in, guys. I can say back in the lead, thanks to the 2v2, will be the Noise Jin Air squad, and currently for them, Rogue will be representing in the top right corner of the map as the blue Zerg here on Mothership. In the bottom right corner of the map, MaxPax will be our red Protoss, and get into game 4 of this best of 9. A bit of speed to this series, huh? A couple of faster games because of the TV2, the PvP, both being 5 minutes or so. A couple faster games to kind of speed us along there. Very cool. Very, very cool. I see the probe coming to scout across. Not too much going on then initially. Just chilling for a couple moments. Get this on the way. Again, hatch, gas, and pool all coming about. Getting that on the go. What's going to be having the Nexus? There's finishing from MaxPax on the low ground. Just going to get that into position here. Probe gets up into the main base, and yeah. Gas one and pool coming about. Nexus and the Cybercore continuing in, the assimilator getting built up as well, so we get a lot of that coming into place just for now. Bring that straight through. Peaceful few moments as PvZ so often is. Not too much to really do about the super early stages of a PvZ, so kind of going through that just at the moment right now. Just gonna have ourselves the Ling speed, the Queens, the Lings, the drones. A little bit of everything coming around then for the moment. Returns, drops a few more minerals off. We are going to see a Chrono Boost on that Nexus. Stargate and the Warp Gate still coming into play. First attempts obviously coming out is going to be one of the big question marks here. See how much damage we can do early. Rogue was always, to me, one of the worst players at kind of keeping his workers alive against Adept Harass and so on, but I do kind of think that it's one of the things he has genuinely improved on fairly recently. It's definitely one of the, I can say, improvements that he's made, and it's definitely made his PvZ a whole lot stronger. There's a couple Lings will continue to step around. Heading to the bottom side of the map, Oracle, Probes, Nexus, all of that coming over. Getting into play here. Lings will just fight. The Adept is going to be there. The few Lings get turned around. Just going to be seeing the Oracle coming about, Warp Gate coming through, Gateway, Twilight Council all coming around. I'm just going to see that Probe taking a bit more damage as well. Drones, Overlords, Queen, continue coming about. Evolution Chamber coming over. The Queens are going to hit that Oracle. Oracle taking some damage again. The extra drones in the Evo Chamber all coming through. And these few Lings are going to get a grab onto a Probe, onto the Adept. And get a bit more damage there. It's a nice little counterattack. One of the things Rogue's been great at lately is being annoying with his units and just getting the absolute most out of them. And again, that's a nice little counterattack to show exactly that. Unfortunately, loses 4 drones to an Oracle already, so damage from MaxPax already stacks up a little bit, as Rogue is going to play melee, and he's going to get away with it. Melee very good against Stalker builds, and that's exactly what MaxPax goes into. Not only because Lings trade very well against Stalkers, especially with the upgrade, but also because if if they're going Stalkers and Blink, they're not going into all of the things that kill Lings much more easily. So you're just naturally heading into a much better position for yourself in general there. You can see that Oracle still activating after a few more Zerglings going after those for a couple more moments. Oracle activates, killing off the creep teamer. Zerglin's going to gather out the front. Overlord is going to get poked by Stalker. Oracle's still right there to see what else is happening for a few moments right now as well. Well, this is going to clean up. Early upgrade. Baneling Nest continue to come about. Just a couple of moments. And just going to be having ourselves the melee upgrade continue to come through for a little bit. Well, the Bane's morph. So there's going to be quite an aggressive attack from Rogue. Basically, the Ling Bane kind of mass off of a lower drone count than what it could be, right? So we're going to get ready to go. No Baneling speed. The Oracle shows itself onto those Banelings, starts to shoot them down. Just going to be using a couple of Stalkers here to help out as well. Here comes the Ling spam. MaxPax is not bringing anything else back home, though, so these Banes are going to be able to be pretty threatening in the end. Once the probes turn back over here, the units that are left over here are going to start going down. I mean, the Storms on the other side will start to go through the fourth base, but is it not important to protect your own third base? I feel like this base pickoff for Rogue is much more important than this base pickoff of MaxPax. Gonna see a few more Zealots showing up. I mean, the Zealots are massive. Maybe this base doesn't go down if the Zealots buying enough time. There's the recall as well. MaxPax trying to time this out very nicely. Oh, the extra Oracles are what got recalled back home, so the Stalkers stay across the map. This base will live. 16 probes going down. The Lings jumping on those Stalkers get caught in a stasis. Wow, those few Zealots bought so much time. We used the Banelings, and I think actually if we save the Banelings, it's a very different scenario, because if you have a few Banes to smash through those Zealots, I think the Banes in general were the problem, actually, because without the Banes really connecting on much, you just didn't get enough punch to kind of really get going on that, unfortunately. Which made that a little bit tougher, as you have the +2 melee and the Bane speed coming back online to bring that over. We'll head down to the bottom side, try to see what else is going on. And you see the Zealots, the Stalkers gathering, the Oracles moving through. Lots of those Lings in the center from Rogue just going to get turned away. Stalkers and the Archon just going to be there to push those Lings back. Bane speed, +2 melee. Hydra, Ling, Bane. All coming up. A couple of units going to go chasing down that Archon. Going to get caught. Worthwhile, maybe? Might have been worthwhile. Obviously, give it quite a few Lings for it. I wasn't convinced initially that it was actually going to die for a moment or two. I thought it might live, but it does go down. Rogue still trying to counterattack with these Lings. My concern is, especially as Storm comes up, MaxPax gets a better and better army here. We're going to be playing Ling Bane Hydra. It's not an impossible army to work with, but I guess we will see. Storm still building, +2 attack halfway done. A couple of Zealots coming online with the Nexus also producing. Again, just going to be having that Nexus coming about there. The Zealots all gathering up. The Oracle's going to drop a Revelation in from the right side as well to see what else is going on. Try to just get a little bit more done for the moment. The Zealots start to push back the other way. The few Zerglings taking some damage. We're going to see a couple of pylons, cannons continue to build up. The Bane's going to roll for a mineral line. We're actually going to get quite a few probes here. Warped in units, but they didn't fully block them, so yeah, Baneling is actually on a successful roll through, able to hit a bunch of economy and knock a lot of that down. Extra high temple continue to build, so we get those morphed in. Archons will begin to morph. Prism and the +2 attack upgrade still building through as well. The Lings take a dive onto the battery, the cannon, the Nexus. All of these beginning to drop off at the moment as we just chase through. This Nexus is going to drop. A few Banes looking to connect in. The Stalker's getting absolutely battered here. The Stalker's taking enough damage off the Banes. The Lings can follow up and actually kill a few of them off as well. Rogue with a couple of good moments of fighting, especially with 19 probes killed. Smashes a few Banes into the Zealots defensively, and I think he's going to be holding on without taking damage at home as well. Wow, what a moment from Rogue. Great offense, and forces the 4th base to have to restart from scratch as well. Couple more Banes just rolling in, couple more probes going down. What a great opportunity for Rogue, who now is still playing a lot of Ling Bane Hydra off 77 workers too, most importantly. I also think very worth noting that MaxPax is not really close to any sort of kind of further tech. I mean, obviously he does have Storm. Obviously Storm can do very well against Ling Bane Hydra, but I actually think Rogue's got a good opportunity to trade over the next couple of minutes to try and really do some damage and maybe threaten to win this game. After, yeah, I was not sure about his position after earlier on. Archon was kind of on its own a little bit. The Banes are going to chase through 4 probes again. A couple Storms coming down, but they're not layered in the right way, so we are not going to see them killing off a lot of the units. Finally, now they do a little bit more of the killing, but even still, a couple of the Banes still connect onto the Archon, soften them up. Hydra's looking to finish those off as we also have the chance to maybe break through onto the natural. Prism getting shut down across the map. Rogue's defense continues to be very strong over there. The Hydras are going to spread. These Zealots are going to go down, and MaxPax is not going to have an answer to this. Rogue is going to come in to take an extended lead for the No Ace Jinair team in this best of 9. Look at that, 139 to 50 supply. MaxPax is done for here. And Rogue is about to be, like I say, doing great things for No Ace Jinair. He's been an absolute MVP for the team all season long. No Ace Jinair, more like Rogue is our Ace Jinair, because he has absolutely been fantastic throughout this season for them. I'd love to double check Rogue's stats actually, because he's got to have a pretty freaking high win percentage overall. As these Hydras keep stepping through, the couple Oracles are going to get jumped on. We are going to be seeing the Oracles dropping, Archons falling, Rogue winning, No Ace Jinair leading as they go 3-1 now in this best of 9. And well, we have Creator versus Percival as a rematch up next. So all of a sudden it comes down to, like, Creator could put this onto match point heading into the 2v2. And the Villains of SC2 are in a little spot of bother. Our top seed from not just Group B actually, but in the whole tournament, because they actually have a better map score than Basilisk. So Villains of SC2 are actually #1 seed, and they are on the, not quite the verge of going to the lower bracket just yet, but they're heading in that direction right now. Can Percival turn it around? That will be our first question here, up in a few moments. Let's find out what map it is, because I forgot to check. It's Winter Madness. Get this ready to go. What a position. Like I say, Creator with an awesome opportunity. You knock down Percival here, and then all of a sudden, you've got the chance to win it in the 2v2 already. And then you've got a couple of chances to take down Solar as well to win it as well. I mean, it would have to be a big performance from Solar from here on out if Percival lost this. At least Percival winning this would give you a little bit more wiggle room, so we'll see in a moment. Let's move everyone around. Creator joins us. Take Percival through. Just try and double check everyone's here. Do the counting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're good, guys. I think we are good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ready, ready? Are we good? We are good. Creator and Percival into game for map number 5. It's a 3-1 lead for No Ace Jinair. Big opportunity, like I say. Win this as Creator and bam, your team is on match point already. And you win this series, you're already in the upper bracket finals, guaranteed to be top 3 in the league. Win this and you're basically guaranteeing yourself plus $350 as your team. And obviously a chance to play into top 2 guaranteed, which is, you know, where the money continues to rise up pretty rapidly as well. Alright, let's take it away. And let's head into this next map. The chance to put his team onto match point if he wins this. Creator will be from No Ace Jinair in the bottom right corner of Winter Madness. Percival will be our blue Terran in the top left corner, and he needs to win this for the Villains of SC2 to give them just a little bit more breathing room in this series. asking for much. Just a little teeny tad bit more breathing room would be lovely. Just a little bit. We'd love it. We would love it. All right, game 5. Like I say, the big thing is after this we go into 2v2 mode, right? Which we know the 2v2 can absolutely go any which way, which is definitely the danger. It's a lot less predictable. So if you go into 2v2 and you're up against match point, it just puts the pressure on something which is a little bit less controlled. I see the SCV coming about. Probe will take a couple of nibbles from the SCV, couple drills. Gonna have ourselves the Reaper coming about. CC and the SCV on the way through just initially, so we got that on the go. Again, Nexus, the Adept, and the Assimilate coming about. Ellie's just made an appearance next to me. Hello. Apparently you've been causing trouble. Is that true? Oh, how could you ever cause trouble, huh? So cute. So wonderful. Okay, you've got your trouble face on, but maybe you have been causing trouble. Yeah. Hellion on the way on the factory. Just gonna see the racks dropping down a reactor already. Just getting that on the go. Getting this started up. We're going to be seeing our Phoenix on the way on the Stargate. The Adept still building through. Wouldn't mind producing on the factory. Barrack's going to get a couple Marines in production as well. And we'll Chrono Boost on that Stargate to get the Phoenix going a little further. So we bring that over. Starport still building up. I wouldn't mind the Marines continuing by. And Coretta will be having a couple of probes in that Phoenix. All continuing through. Warp Gate halfway done. And Marines, I wouldn't mind continue to produce as well. Well, the game settles for the moment. Nothing too crazy about it just yet. We'll see the Adept is going to chase the Reaper around for a couple of moments. Reaper is going to fall. Adept comes back into position. We just have the probe going to step by at the bunker. A couple of seconds. Still got the Phoenix and the Warp Gate. Continue to come through. Getting that underway. We've seen the couple of units in the medevac just going to come back around. One of mine's going to burrow up. Just going to be seeing the probes. Going to get blasted. We're actually going to have one of mine still yet to fire. The Adepts will try and kill it, and they will kill it in time. Creator dealing with that decently. He's going to have the probes just pulling back to that battery. The Hellion's scary here, but you can lift it with a Phoenix now to stop it doing too much else, and then just drop it into the Adepts, where it will just insta-die and not be able to do too much else. So good defense, honestly, from Creator. 2 probes lost. The medevac gets away, though, and you have been building Phoenix, which is a bit of a shame to then see it get away. We've seen the rest of this continue to gather then for a couple moments. Going to see the medevac moving through for a couple seconds as well. Things coming by, a couple of SCVs falling. Coming about, the Immortal and the Depths continue to gather through. Marines going to fight against the Stalkers here, just going to chase them back a little bit. We'll see this push from Percival getting going. A little bit of an army supply lead from him. I feel like Creator should be kind of fine. He's got a few Phoenix that are going to be able to kind of help take out some of these initial units, and means the Marauders can't do much, and the Phoenix can chase, and that means you can actually chase a lot of these units down and just stop them completely from retreating. Mine's Burrow up, Colossus coming through. Just going to have ourselves the Adepts getting caught there by a Widowmine, but otherwise Creator is pushing this back very comfortably, shoving this all the way away just for now. Doing a fantastic job of that at the moment here. The Phoenix still coming across. Marines, the Marauders pulling back over to that upper left-hand side. Twilight Council, Forge, a few probes on the way in. Phoenix is going to be able to get the medevac, and now the Marines, the Marauders gather as well. One Widowmine, two Widowmines will burrow, going back up toward the natural. Going to boost in our Nexus. Again, the Thermal Lance building by Forge and the Twilight Council all coming online as well. With a couple of Widowmines just going to push out to the front. Probe still building off that Nexus right there and just having the army of Percival getting to regroup. But honestly, I mean, Percival, 3rd CC only halfway done. His economy not great. Creator's going to get a few moments to establish a bit more tech in this game, and in general, I think just going to improve his position quite heavily at the moment. Well, next is the pylon continue to come through. We do have ourselves the, again, Thermal Lance, the attack upgrade, and the Blink continue to come into place. Just going to see that CC floating over, by the way, so just bringing that straight across. Again, that's Colossus, attack upgrade, and the Thermal Lance all building by. Couple more Stalkers coming through by our army going to sell, and we get all the way back to the top. Momentum are going to morph into an orbital. And yeah, the extended Thermal Lance coming through on the Robo Bay as well, so you bring that straight up. And Colossus is going to be popping in a few moments. We've seen the Phoenix that be able to zone back that medevac. So good movement there from Creator. Percival again into this larger army. I actually like Percival on the larger army. I do think he's actually very good at controlling this later game TVP, these later game TVP fights. So I don't mind it kind of going to this kind of direction or going this kind of way. Obviously, a lot of the time you think about later game TVP lately and you get a little bit more concerned for the Terrans. But like I say, I actually think Percival's very competent in these kind of games. As long as Creator doesn't get to just build base and kind of start running away with that eco like that, there's a very good chance Percival will take some good fights here. Already pressing up and see what he can do. Doesn't have a lot of Vikings right now. Ooh, Creator forced this fight in a weird way. He's going to move through from two sides, essentially gets a good concave, but only if he can actually catch up and actually start fighting. The Vikings kite back and get rid of every single Phoenix so far. The Colossus eventually gather together, but now the Colossus in a weird place. Oh, good save by the Prism. The Prism stopped to warp in, but oh my god, that was actually kind of fine. Now we get underneath. We still have the Prism there to help save the Colossus. Wow, what a play from Creator. That blink across was a bit nutty. This is what I imagine Patience sees when we used to have the Patience blinks once upon a time. Or what Hero sees when he does some Hero blinking, you know, whatever. Like, it's like, he's like, oh yeah, I envision just blinking across and I kill this, then that, and then he just doesn't have the DPS for my Stalkers. It's the kind of blink where half the time you're like, what was that? Why would you ever blink there? But this was perfectly read by Creator. It was absolutely the right call, and no Ace Jinair are going to be up 4-1 in this best of 9. GG. Creator is going to take Percival down 2-0 on the day to make it 4-1, and they are going to go into 2v2 with the chance to close this series out already. How about that? Alright guys, that means it's ad time. Once the ads roll up, just in case 2v2 can be long, so we get a bit aggressive with the ads before 2v2. But yeah, we go back to NA, and it's going to be MaxPax solo against Creator Rogue to try and round this series out for No Ace Jinair. Solar going to have to step up. He needs to win the 2v2, and then against Rogue, and then against SOS. If he wants to keep his team in this and take them all the way down to an ace match. Jeez. All right, let's get this hosted. Where are we going to go? The map is going to be Roscallion. Of course, it's the same map as it was earlier. Wardy, if you just remember, then that would be helpful. Very helpful. Okay, Roscallion, resource trading tax mod, West, because we have 3 Koreans playing in this one. Obviously, you don't lose, or you don't get eliminated from the tournament if you lose this, but you do get knocked down to that lower bracket where the Shopify Rebellion lie in wait. I don't think the Shopify Rebellion want to play the villains of SC2. I don't think that they'd look forward to that, but yeah, that's how it might just be as we get everyone in here. There's Rogue. There's MaxPax. There's Creator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 casters. Cool, if everyone's ready, we are good. Perfect. Nice swift hop across to NA and getting this hosted nice and easy. Very nice. Alright, so Solo is obviously kind of in the driver's seat then. He needs to win this 2. First of all, let's get through the 2v2, and then Solo just has a couple of 1v1s to get through to force an ace. Not easy, but it's doable. If you put anyone, if you put anyone there, would you pick Solo? I'd probably pick MaxPax, but Solo's also very good too. Also very good, so tough to really be upset that that is ready, and GLHF gets called. And everyone's set. All right, 2v2 Roscallion coming up. Very exciting. It could be worse. It could be worse. I think it gets worse. For example, say, okay, how does it get worse, you ask? Well, let me tell you. It would be worse if, say, for example, Solo had lost the 2 games Percival had lost, and then you've got to, like, have Percival go for the 2 wins after the 2v2, right? Solo is one of the best out there, so like I said, I have a bit of faith he can get it done. I do think the 2v2 is very treacherous, though. MaxPax is a very good 2v2er. He's a very good 2v2er, and less chance to kill on this map because of the layout, so maybe there's not going to be the aggressive nature that they want, you know, that Rogue and Creator want to bring like Rogue and SOS did earlier. But yeah, it's dangerous, obviously. Like I say, 2v2 is really up there. It's the volatile part of these matches for sure. In fact, the 2v2s are a big part of what can swing a lot of these series around, you know, so let's see what happens. Trying to boost in the Nexus and get settled in for game number 6 of this best of 9. And again, match point in favor of no Ace Jinner. Rogue and Creator up 4-1 at the moment. Looking good. Trying to chase the pro for a couple moments. Over we go. Cybercore building, just gonna see the Serel on the way, Pro coming about, Hatch on the way as well. Everyone is expanding, not really too surprising to see the expansions. Serel takes that far out expand initially. Not really thinking that anything's too crazy about that. It's just Creator is pylon blocking, so he's going to try and force the forward base. Maybe you force the forward base and you try and take advantage of it with aggression. Maybe that is the idea here. So we'll see if that's something that Rogue and Creator latch onto going into these next few moments. Probably pulling it along for a couple of moments there. And a couple of those lings jump onto this pylon just initially as well. So we're bringing that across, getting that started, and away we go. Things are going to jump onto the pylon, some damage going to come through initially. Just going to have the wings able to clean that up, and we can get ourselves into the expansion from MaxPax. Link speed on the way, a little bit faster from Solo than it is from Rogue. Stargate from Chris doesn't feel like it's going to be super aggressive or anything. I think it's pretty chill at the moment. Hey, what's up, Anilio? Thank you so much for the 5 and 3 sub on the Prime. Thanks for the games. killer matches a day. Thanks for all your hard work. Thank you so much for priming us up. I super appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the stream, I will just quickly stay once again. Hit those follow buttons, hit the likes and the subscribes on the YouTubes. Check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. We're putting a lot of work into the Patreon lately to continue that growing as well. So check that out. And yeah, just in general, appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping to make StarCraft 2 a continued possibility for us here on the channel. We have got a lot of good stuff planned. The next few months is going to get busy. There's a lot of tournaments coming up. We have WardiTV Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament next week, starting off, and the week after, finishing off. And then we go into WardiTV Spring events. There's also a massive tournament I'm currently organizing, which I'm waiting on just final confirmations for before getting it announced for you guys. So there's a lot of cool stuff on the way. So look forward to all of that as the links come in. A couple of adepts come about. Links come back the other side. A couple of these adepts still just getting caught. The adept is going to be fighting there. Banelings and the Zerglings coming through. The Overlord continues to come about. And just go the other way again. The Oracle coming back over. A couple of probes just going to get caught for the moment. Away we go. Let's move up. Again, a bit more Ling Bane coming about as well here from Solar. Oracle activates. A couple of these Banes just going to get jumped on. 2 Banes going down. Just going to see another couple of Banes rolling forward as well. They're not going to do anything, so Rogue unsuccessful. Doesn't even force Solar to use his own Banelings, right? Because MaxPax's Oracle's providing the defense. MaxPax now going to start making Phoenix. Obviously, it's a bit interesting because it is Proto-Zerg versus Proto-Zerg, so it'll be fun to see where the divergences are between the 2 players on each team, or the mirrored races on each team. And it's going to be a second target for MaxPax, so he's going to double down on Phoenix now. Red has 2 Phoenix, so he's a Phoenix behind already, and he's going to be later to the additional Stargate. He's just hurting in general because, well, he built a bunch of Adepts that died, he built an Oracle that died, and he also spent a bunch of money pylon blocking early, which is also going to be a big negative to his income as well, right? So, in general, Creator's just a bit behind in the Protoss vs. Protoss aspect. Now, Rogue is not really making up for that in his side, right? Like, he did not do well with those Banelings trying to attack forward, did not see a lot of success there. Just going to see the Phoenix going to be there, just going to fight, try and see what else we can do. Links pulled back just for a couple of seconds. WardiTV World Championship would be fun. Well, hey, we'll have the WardiTV 2026 Championship this year. Just, I don't think it's quite going to qualify as a World Championship. But hey, if anyone's out there and is sitting on like 100k, that they just want to see be the WardiTV World Championship prize money, then hit me up, guys. Hit me up. I'll we'll see if we can make it happen. You know. Yeah, if only. If only. Couple Phoenix popping out, a few Phoenix up from Creator. Just going to see a couple of roaches coming through. The Stargate, the probes, and the Phoenix continue to build as well, so we get a lot of that on the way out still. Links coming to bounce. Let's see a couple of links coming through, Banelings coming over. As well, just going to be seeing those drones, going to keep on mining. And yeah, Lings and Roaches just going to be coming across. Phoenix going to lift, the Adept gets caught already. Phoenix still up into the center. And just going to be gathering there for a few moments. Just going to be jumping onto a couple of Phoenix. I mean, MaxPax just has a serious Phoenix lead. Like, this is just looking very good for the villains of SC2. And this game is just getting completely away from Noé's Janair. And their dream of ending this in the 2v2 will be very quickly dissipating, as I love these Phoenix just bullying the Banelings. You get rid of a lot of the Banes, and the rest of these fights just become a lot simpler. And then the Phoenix obviously winning the Phoenix War. Like, Creator has just been a non-existent factor in this game. And the problem is that Rogue just can't do enough once the Phoenix come back over and start lifting his things. Even if supply was even-ish here, it just doesn't matter. But that does mean we are going to have ourselves a map win for the villains, and that this series goes on into a map 7. Which means we are going to get to the solo 1v1s, which it did not look like was going to be the case initially. Hop on over to Korea, keep this moving. Obviously, the first series of the day went pretty long, so we're going to try and keep things moving fast for the guys, not to keep them up all too late. And obviously, you guys like watching games back-to-back as well, so no harm there. Let me just check under the couch cushions. Nope, no 100,000 there. So close, guys, so close. What if we all check under the couch cushions, though, and we all put our couch cushion money into the WardiTV Patreon? Do you reckon combined we could couch cushion money together 100k? Probably not. Probably still asking a bit much, aren't we? Ooh, Solar Rogues on Celestial Enclave. What a funky map for a ZVZ. Fun one. Alright, hosting this up as fast as my StarCraft 2 lets me. Loco with the raid. Oh my goodness. Hello everybody, how you doing? Appreciate you all. There we go, I just got the right map posted. What's up, Echo Soldier? Wow, how you doing? 7-month resub. Hope you're doing great, mate. Thanks so much for resubscribing. Thank you, Local, for the raid. Welcome, everyone. We're in the WardiTV Team League playoffs. Day 1 of what will be 3 days of playoffs over the next few days. Sorry, just trying to actually get this posted so we don't waste too much time here. But we have Solar versus Rogue coming up, so a little bit of ZVZ coming out in a couple of moments. Let me get this ready to kick off. Or do we spell our first name the same way? Nice. Does everyone spell it yours wrong as well? That's the best, isn't it? You know, I write it in the email, spell it wrong. It is in my email address, they spell it wrong. It's spelled wrong permanently. It's great. Your entire life, yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant. The best part is like you tell them they spell it wrong, they spell it a different way, but it's still wrong. So, yeah, classic. A classic. Doing some more Hog Holmes, time to die. Oof. I've got leagues on Wednesday though, mate. Very exciting. Time to have fun in RuneScape again instead of just sailing. Incredible, it's gonna be wild. Alright, we are just missing one caster, guys. As soon as our caster gets here, we can get going. Kick this off. RuneScape leagues, poggers. You know it. You know it. It's time to get completely addicted to the game I've played for years already. Again. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Alright, if our players are ready, we are ready. The last caster has joined us, and I'll just check everyone is good. Go, says Solo. Go, says Rogue. Oh my god, Rogue and Solo are both spamming. And we get ready to go into Celestial Enclave. So, Celestial Enclave coming up, and get this started through here. Let's get this ready to go. Dive into the bottom left-hand side of the map. We are going to have ourselves the Teal Zerg player has been able to help in the 2v2 so far to bring it back a map at least. It is Solar in the bottom left, but can he get this ZVZ win? I think this might be the toughest. If he wins this one, I think they might be on track because SOS, I actually do favor Solar against quite a lot more than I favor Solar against Rogue, who's in the top right from Norway's Jin. Simply because I think Rogue is dangerous, and I think Rogue is dangerous enough in the ZVZ to absolutely take a map. I'd say this is a lot closer to being 50-50 than Solar SOS, which I think is probably more like 80-20 even, if that might be a bit rude to SOS, but yeah. Alright, and get set up, Hatchery coming down onto the natural of both players. The ZVZ begins with an expansion from both. It's going. Overlord coming around. Again, the drones and the hatchery coming over for a little bit. Getting settled into place and seeing where we go. Hotcast drone all coming about. Just going to be seeing the Overlord obviously moving. And that's going to be true from both players. If we're going to mirror build orders, there's not going to be too much to say just yet. We'll be waiting for the differences to arise. Waiting for the players to kind of pull apart from one another here at some point. But until then, we just sit back, chill, and wait. Sit back, chill, and wait. Yeah, Hatchcast pool all on the way up. A couple dronies coming about then. Again, bringing a lot of that in just for now. Bringing that up. Getting this going. Seeing where we go. Seeing what happens. Overall, just cruising. Like I say, not much happening yet. A couple queens on the way through. Lings will make their way down for a few moments. Just going to be moving through for a little while. Getting across. Lings will chase another couple of lings, and we just have a little bit of nibbling being done, so a bit of back and forth there initially. Queen steps up, the ling is going to get onto the hatchery, and again, ling speed building from both sides, the baneling nest coming into place. And we do have a hatched bane nest coming in for both players, just for now. Set up at the moment. And the lings chase that other ling around. Just going to be pushing it down the bottom. Baneling nest still coming up on both sides. That ling speed coming through as well. So we bring a lot of that up and into play. Again, that ling speed finishing very shortly. Again, baneling nest is not far from being done. So we are going to get a ling bane face this game. Some back and forth aggression. Neither player going into that in-base expand. It's kind of ZVZ suicide, right? Because if you take an in-base and your opponent doesn't, you're just naturally going to end up behind on economy unless you get aggressive. Then your opponent knows that you probably have to get aggressive, and it's very easy to read in terms of what you're going to end up doing. So yeah, it's much more likely that you just see success take and expand outwards, play some ling bane aggression so you get some map control to try and work with, protect that base while putting some pressure on your opponent's base. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. A couple of banelings obviously up, no chance to catch that from Rogue. We do see the Roach run a few seconds earlier from Solar. Rogue will follow, and both players are just droning, so they're keeping similar on the work accounts. A slightly earlier from Roach run from Solar shouldn't mean much, because realistically if Rogue wants Roaches, he can just stack the money for a little bit when he... You know, when Solo might make it, he could just stack it a little bit instead. So Bane's gathering about. Ling's just going to join up and through. Gonna see the Zerg going to fight. The Queen's going to be there. Ling will take damage. A few Ling's going to chase after the other Lings for a little bit. Roach's drone and the extractor continue to come around just for now. So far, so good. Couple Bane's going to connect. Queen goes down. The Ling's going to continue to run about, continue to get in over here just for a little while. A couple of those Banes still getting jumped on. Rogue, if he could get the third base, would be a massive win. Do not love that Baneling usage. He just chucks a bunch of Banes onto the front Roach there. That's really a shame. He is going to right-click this hatchery. Transfusion does not save it. That's massive for Rogue that he gets the kill. I mean, killing the hatch, because that's immediately, that's 300 minerals or 275 minerals to put the hatchery back down, minus a drone. And immediately that's him just able to drone up to kind of match the economy, and Solo will be missing that base to mine from for the foreseeable future. And I don't think Solo has enough to run across the map and do anything here. Now, Solo keeps droning, and Rogue is building Roaches a little bit afraid. Just for now. Having ourselves the couple of Roaches in the last, still building by. Get this set up a couple moments. See what we do next. Rogue does take the supply lead. Solid's third hatchery going to be back online soon. His lair finishing. He's already on his way to the missile upgrade. The lair is obviously a big tech advantage as well. Rogue is just building units though. Like, he's getting ready to go. He's up a bit of army supply right now. Solo needs to recognize this and just start building units. He starts roach speed, that needs to cancel probably. So does the +1 missiles, I think. He just doesn't have enough, I think, to really do this in a... I just don't think you have enough to do this at all in terms without canceling the upgrades. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get some defense going. Rogue has to commit to this fight. He's set up for it. A few Banelings are nice from Solo. They could splash for a lot of damage. We're going to threaten with some Banes of our own. They do at least hit some Roaches. Corrosive Vials coming down. There's an advantage that Rogue has as well, having Ravages against no Ravages. The Banelings go down pretty quickly from Solo there. Is he going to hold on 14-ish supply lead in terms of army? The left side's going to get dangerous for Rogue in a second. He's going to drop some Biles. He has to back away with those Ravagers. He needs to bring his Roaches in front of the Ravagers to protect them, and I think he's doing enough as he looks to knock the villains of SC2 into the lower bracket. And Noah's Jinair look to lock up at least a top 3 finish in this team league, and they will do it as they are going to knock themselves through. Rogue is going to put them into the upper bracket final against Basilisk. That'll be a rematch from the group stages, of course, as Noah's Jinair and Basilisk in the group stages was actually a very fun match as well. Basilisk lost that one 1-5. That was another match where Rogue MVP taking down Serel in his EVZ and also Goblin. And there it is. That's the result. So 5-2 in the end. Noah's Jinair go to the upper bracket finals. What's up, Mickey Verix? Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Appreciate you. Thank you very much indeed for dropping the bits on the stream. All right, guys. So that does mean we've got ourselves the matches set up, which is going to be the Shopify versus the Villains of SC2 in the lower bracket. And then also the upper bracket final is going to be, I mean, actually, let me just bring this up on the Wikipedia page. Actually, just show you guys more easily with the bracket on the screen. Probably makes a lot of sense. Yo, Infinity, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Nukies. Thank you so very much. Our first gifted sub of the month. How about that? Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So this is the bracket after day 1, guys. A big first match of the day. That 5-3 victory. There we go. That 5-3 victory for Basilisk over the Musketeers sends them through into the upper bracket finals where they meet No Ace Jinair, who, as we just saw, 5-2 over the Villains of SC2. And that means that tomorrow we play 3 lower bracket matches, 3 best of 9s. We start with the Musketeers against Liquid. And we follow up with the Villains of SC2 against Shopify. And the winner of those 2 matches play each other in that lower bracket semi-final. That'll be about 24 hours from now after the first 2 matches finish. And then obviously the day after, Sunday, we wrap it up with the upper bracket final, the lower bracket final, and the grand final of the WardiTV Team League Season 10. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure. Once again, I urge you to hit the follow button, the like and subscribe button. These things support the stream for free, and they're extremely useful to us. If you do click the things, it genuinely does help. You can also check out, again, one of the main things we continue to push day in and day out is the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of anything pledged on Patreon is super, super useful and amazing to us. It allows us to run more of these tournaments, so you guys can check that out. And like I said, it helps us out a whole bunch overall, so appreciate it. And yeah, we will be back with you guys tomorrow. Exclamation mark Discord. Alright, let's call it that, I guess. I don't think... yeah, I don't think I've got too much else to say. Yeah, if you want a Discord link, I don't have a Discord command anymore. I mean, you can join the Discord there, but there's not much there apart from replay backs. Cool. Cool. Alrighty, yeah, I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm wrapping it up right there. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of the Team League playoffs. You guys have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. And yeah, back tomorrow for more SC2. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Set of ads on the outro. Stick around. Help support the stream for free. It's really easy. You just sit there and support the channel. It's good. So yeah, do that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for more SC2 action. Bye.